Welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Carabao Cup third round clash between Manchester United and West Ham United. It's a repeat of Sunday's Premier League clash at the London Stadium, but this time we are at Old Trafford. The two teams are almost ready to come out of the tunnel at Old Trafford. I can see them in the tunnel right this second. So with that in mind, see Declan Rice not involved today, just walking down the touchline with a cuppa in hand, with a flat cap on as well. Now West Ham making their way out. So as they made their way out, it's time for me to make my way to and you to your commentator for this evening, and that is over to your man in the box. It's over to you.
Thanks, Russ. Well, Nicholas brought you 10 goals in a delayed stream earlier on all platforms. It's going to take some to top it tonight as Manchester United come out. No Cristiano Ronaldo, like Declan Rice sets this one out, but Jesse Lingard is back against his old club. But we're certainly going to try and bring you an exciting commentary of what might be a terrific cup tie. Mark Noble, the captain of West Ham, leads his side into battle. He was the man, of course, who came on at the end of the game on Sunday to take a penalty with his only touch and found David De Gea in form, but he's not the man they have to beat tonight, West Ham. It's Dean Henderson in goal, and we'll bring you those two lineups in a second or two. The teams are both out now. They're lining up just below me here at Old Trafford. Decent atmosphere. Quite a number of West Ham fans have made the journey up the M1 and the M6 to Manchester today. And we just hope for a cracking cup tie, played hopefully in a very good spirit. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says his legacy will be judged on trophies, and this is the side he's picked. It's Dean Henderson in goal, and it's Diego Dalot, Victor Lindelof, Eric Bailly, and Alex Telles, and then it's Donny van der Beek, the Man United are captain, Jadon Sancho, Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard against his old club, and Anthony Martial. On the bench, Tom Heaton, Phil Jones, Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka, Elanga, and Scott McTominay. For West Ham, it's Areola in goal, then it's Issa Diop, Craig Dawson, Ben Johnson, Ryan Fredericks, Mark Noble, Alex Corral, Arthur Masaku, Andrei Yarmolenko, Manuel Lanzini, and Jared Bowen. On the bench, it's Randolph, Zuma, Kufau, Fornals, Vajic, Ogbonna, and Ben Warner. And West Ham look as if they're going to go 4-3 at the back, although we've got it as 4-2-3-1. Well, I certainly have, as Anthony Martial takes his place. There's rumours about him going away with Ronaldo now, obviously at Old Trafford, but he's not taking part tonight. But this really is a chance for Anthony Martial to really stake his claim, maybe for a starting berth on Saturday. Man in charge tonight. I should also add, before I do talk about the referees, there's no VAR for the League Cup in the early rounds, but I can tell you that we've got a Premier League official. John Moss from West Yorkshire is the man in charge. Two assistants are Mark Perry and Tim Wood, and Chris Kavanagh, also from Yorkshire, is the fourth official. And I should tell you that if the game goes or ends level after 90 minutes, no extra half an hour, we go straight to a penalty shootout. We had 3 terrific penalty shootouts last night. And just to remind you as well of the draw, that takes place soon after we're finished here at Old Trafford. And Russ will bring you that draw as soon as we've got it. But the players now take the knee in the fight against racism. Gets a great round of applause from all 4 sections of Old Trafford. Good to see. And it's going to be West Ham in the lighter shirts. Sort of an all pale blue, sort of a whitish pale blue, to get us underway and attacking the Stretford end to my left. And Manchester United, of course, in those famous red shirts, white shorts and dark stockings, going towards the right-hand goal in the first half at Old Trafford. Great atmosphere as Lindelof wins that ball over on the far side. The ball not forward, but it's West Ham in possession. Noble knocking that on towards Masaku, but he was lost out in the end. Good start this from the Hammers. 30 seconds gone. We're live on the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, JDAC Football, and of course Storm FM, whose owner Mike Arneman is at Arsenal tonight, and of course during the evening, we'll bring you all the latest scores from other ties around the country as well, including, of course, Liverpool are through, Leeds through on penalties, Burnley through, but Everton, the big casualty so far of round 3, knocked out. And, of course, Norwich were knocked out, of course, and so too were Watford last night. Brentford put 7 past Oldham in a very dominant display at the Brentford Community Stadium and warming up for that big match on Saturday against Liverpool. And it's the two sides up against each other. Slightly changed team, of course. No VAR, as it was the case with the game on Sunday, as you may have heard with Craig Brad, not Craig Baddick, but with Chris in the commentary box, was quite a game littered with controversy, with VAR decisions, and the penalty at the end. Should Ronaldo have had at least one, maybe 2 penalties? It's hard to say really, but one thing's for sure: Mark Noble came off the bench, and he'll want to put a few things right tonight. But of course, Manchester United at home, you certainly strongly fancy them as favourites for tonight's game. But just to remind you, as we just see break off for a second, as Jared Bowen makes a terrific burst, and here's a chance now, and Bowen shoots him just wide, and it was almost a super smashing great start for Jared Bowen there. To quote an old phrase, it was Yarmolenko going forward on the far side. He gets the ball, he's onside, and Bowen makes a terrific run to support him on the edge of the penalty area, and just shoots wide of Dean Henderson's right-hand post. With the West Ham making a good start, I was going to say that there was 2 famous cup tie wins that West Ham have had down the years, both in the FA Cup. One in 1986 when they finished 3rd, of course, in the 5th round when they beat Manchester United 2-0 at Old Trafford. And then in 2001 in the 4th round of the FA Cup, remember Fabian Barthez stuffing when Di Canio was a mile onside? Well, and then put the ball past him. That was that one as well. So they've had 2 famous victories at Old Trafford in the cup in the cup ties over the years. Will tonight be another exception? Millwall against Leicester City. I just found out he's still goalless as well. All games, in actual fact, kicking off at around about 7:45. Anyway, here's Dalot now on the near side for Manchester United. Dalot has got Van der Beek just behind him. He's also got Jesse Lingard in support. This is Lingard to Mata. Back to Lingard. Still on the right-hand side. Van der Beek now to Lingard, who scored in the win at the London Stadium and of course, didn't celebrate. In fact, he got the winner. As Sancho now has possession. Sancho now. United starting to build up with their patient style. And this is Mata now on the right-hand channel. Good running again by Dalot. Gets the cross in, but it's a bit scuffed the cross. And the ball goes behind for a goal kick, which Areola will take. And for West Ham United. And both sides, of course, have decent records in the League Cup, although West Ham have never won it. World runners up twice in 1966, when in those days the finals were a 2-legged affair, and they lost to West Brom. Although West Ham did win the first leg, West Brom scored 4 unanswered goals in the second leg and won the cup on that famous night for them, with Jeff Astle in the side. And in fact, it was also through that West Ham squad, Martin Peters, Bobby Moore and Jeff Hurst, who a few weeks later, or a few months later, went on to win the World Cup, of course. And in 1981, they lost after a replay at Villa Park to Liverpool, who later went on to win the European Cup. Anyway, United 5 times winners, of course, as the cross comes in from the left-hand side again from West Ham, who have made a bright start to the game. They get a throw-in level with the 18-yard box on the left-hand side. And Johnson getting into some good areas on that left-hand side. And he will take the throw now for the Hammers. And it's come out to Masako, who gets the cross in there towards the penalty area. United dealing that one okay. No trouble at all. United have won. United had a good number of years. Waited 31 years to finally win the competition in 1992 when they beat Nottingham Forest. They've since won it in 2006 against Wigan. 2009 against, as Van der Beek reckons it should have been a throw into Manchester United and not a West Ham one. They beat Tottenham on penalties in 2009, beat Villa in their next year, and then won in 2017 against Southampton. So 5 times winners of this famous three-handed trophy. As Masaku finds, or passes back now to Mark Noble. Noble has to go backwards and uses Craig Dawson, ex-West Brom player. Now Yarmolenko, who made a good little dash down that right-hand side right at the start, which led to the Jared Bowen chance. West Ham going back towards their own goal at the moment. Keeping possession really well at the moment. Johnson gets the ball forward. Asking a lot of Jared Bowen here, and he's kept it in to his credit there, the former Hull City youngster. Bowen, good ball in there. Good little dummy there, and a chance here, and Yarmolenko shoots. And it might break here for West Ham. The shot comes in, and it was Corral with the shot. And it just deflected off Eric Bailly and wide of the target. There was real danger there for United, but Jared Bowen showing a real footballer's example not to give up lost causes. Corral played the ball in. It came to Corral again. He had Lanzini waiting in the middle, and I think Lanzini is a little livid because he should have played the ball across to him. 7 minutes gone, and West Ham making all the early running here at Old Trafford. Here comes the corner in from the left-hand side. It comes to Masaku on the edge of the area. Now the ball's played back to Johnson. And now here come West Ham again. Noble has to go back. And now Corral. Oh, he did well there, the youngster. Good ball. And now a chance here for West Ham. Noble on the edge. Bowen on the edge. Corral inside the penalty area. Oh, I can see what he was trying to do there, Corral. He thought Masaku was a bit closer to him than he anticipated and misplaced the pass and acknowledges that to his colleague. I mean, the ball went past the dead ball line for a goal kick. Any scores that go in, we will bring them to you here on the TC Hub tonight. Manchester United 0, West Ham United 0 is the score in the EFL Cup. We'll have the draw. The draw will be coming up as soon as this game is finished and all the other matches are finished as well. Burnley are in the hat. Liverpool are in the hat. So too are Leeds. So too are Brentford. And so too are Queen's Park Rangers, who beat Everton last night. And Stoke City as well. Those are just several of the teams guaranteed a place in the next round as the ball comes into the penalty area. And a goal for West Ham! Lanzini with the right-footed drive, and they've deserved it. They've absolutely deserved it. Less than 10 minutes gone here at Old Trafford, and West Ham have made a confident and a brilliant start to the game. There's an injury for one of the West Ham players, but it's Lanzini who scored. Corral involved once again. And this was a lovely build-up from David Moyes' side. Good run in, into the area, cross comes back, little deflection, and Lanzini fires it in. It was Ryan Fredericks who made the break, I think, as the ball was not back. Anyway, it doesn't matter. In fact, Fredericks, yes, it was Ryan Fredericks. He hurt himself in the process, but what a goal he's made there for Lanzini, and it was a confident finish with the left foot for the West Ham man. Nicely swept into the left-hand corner, and the twice previous runners-up in 1966 and 1981 at this competition are in the lead here. So the first goal of the night's cup ties comes at Old Trafford, and it's West Ham. With 9 minutes gone, are in the lead. And Fredericks is still being tended to, although John Moss is saying, come on, you've got to get him off the field. Looks like Fredericks is just about got back up to jogging pace, so it looks as if the magic sponge has been worked to treat there. But what's a return for David Moyes so far. And look at the shots count. 0 for Manchester United, 4 for West Ham United. Who would have envisaged that at the start? And 1 on target for the Hammers. They've started them much better here. And Old Trafford now is silenced. As Matic, the captain for the night, comes forward for Manchester United. Boy, do they need a response and a half now. Matic in possession. United now have got to, maybe this could be the jolt that gets Manchester United going again. They do have Bruno Fernandes on the bench should things goes still a bit further away. No Ronaldo tonight. Matic trying to knock the ball in, but the ball deflects. So at the moment, a potential shock is on, but I should also warn West Ham fans that there's still a long way to go in this cup tie. Here's Dalot now for Manchester United, trailing 1-0. The ball into the penalty area. Comes to Lingard from a half-headed clearance, and Lingard goes down. Referee says no VAR. I think they were trying to appeal for a penalty against Mark Noble, I think. Well, Lingard was certainly convinced, and he's furious with Jonathan Moss, the referee, but his decision's final tonight. We don't have the guys at Stockley Park for this one. Here's Van der Beek turning away inside the centre circle towards Lingard, and now Dalot has it on the right-hand side. Dalot's low cross into the area, turned away by Noble for a corner. And now Moss and Lingard have a chat. Now, was this a penalty? Or possibility of maybe a penalty? Oh, well, he did have a fist to a shirt. Let's have a look at that again. Let's see. Oh, he's tugging him back. There's no doubt about it. Lingard is fouled. John Moss was in a super position, or he may have been blindsided, maybe. Here's the corner from Mata. The goalkeeper didn't get there, and he got away with it. But here comes the shot. Oh, what a save from Mata from the goalkeeper, and it's still in play. And there's a United player, Pollack's in the penalty area, but the referee allowing it to go on, and it's Matic's cross, and in the end, Yarmolenko gets it out, and now, well, Areola, first of all, didn't get on the initial corner, but then when Matic thumped the ball in from the right end, from an acute angle by the right 6-yard box, he made a super save, and he just flicked it away, and he was backpedaling as well, but he made an initial mistake, going for a ball he should never have got, really, was getting nowhere near, and it may have got a little bit of a aid off the crossbar as well. Christ almighty, that was a worrying moment or two for West Ham, but they're still under a lot of pressure. United have a throw on the left-hand side in line with the 18-yard area, which they've taken quickly, incidentally. This is Tellez for United. Been a good start to the game. Eric Barry now. Barry now gets the ball to Dalot. Dalot now with the cross. That's a good ball. Oh, and it nearly got through to Martial. It's trying to be kept in by Jadon Sancho, and he succeeded in keeping it in. On the left-hand side, Tellez now into the area, darts in there, Mata to Jadon Sancho inside the area. Sancho shoots, deflected, and just wide of the left-hand post. And United have woken up since Yarmolenko's opening goal with 13 and a half minutes gone. Still Manchester United 0, West Ham United 1. And we've got a corner. A corner kick to Manchester United, who trail 1-0. Here comes the corner from the far side, and it goes towards number 2, which is Victor Lindelof, and this time West Ham, to the vast relief of all Hammers fans everywhere, get the ball away. It's a scintillating cup tie, this one. I've got to be honest with you. It's been a million miles frantic start, just like it was at Villa Park the other night when I covered the Aston Villa-Everton game. Real end-to-end fair, this. These two sides never do dull games. They always produce terrific entertainment and terrific drama and terrific action wherever they are. There's been an update in one of the games. I can tell you that Wolves are 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. And Ndombele has scored that goal after 14 minutes. Anyway, back to Manchester United. They've got a chance with Martial. He's stopped it going and wide. Off the right-hand post, and Martial 9 times out of 10 would have backed himself to score, and he stabbed it wide with the toe of his the toe poke of his right foot. It was lovely work into the penalty area, and all he had to do was guide it past Areola, and it must have missed by not too much, and well. Dalot was also on the scene as well. But Wolves 0, Tottenham 1 at Molineux is a later score. And Ndombele scoring in that game. And I should also add that it came after 14 minutes. Looks like Ryan Fredericks' night could be over before it's really started. Set up the opening goal of the game. And David Moyes has got most all that's going on. Dave Moyes has got some rejigging to do. Fredericks hurt himself in making the goal by that bold run down the right-hand side. Cut the ball back into the area, and it was a super finish by Manuel Lanzini into the back of the net. And that gives West Ham United the lead there. Now then, what do Manchester United do here now? It's a terrific moment for them because it's given West Ham an opportunity, but Fredericks is going off. It's not a good sight. He's very disappointed, and Vladimir Kufal now, number 5, will take his place. He makes what could prove, which may well prove to be a winning goal, even at this early stage with a quarter of an hour played. And what a little cameo he's just had. Here's Henderson now clearing away for Manchester United. Right-footed, 3/4 of the way down the ground. Noble now knocks it back over halfway. Goal scored by Lanzini on 9 minutes, but United have had chances and Arroyo has had to make some good saves. Martial, who's just missed the latest chance for United, goes forward, but again, West Ham, good defensive job they did there on Manchester United. David Moyes, former Manchester United manager, would love to put one on his old side. He didn't really get much time to really stamp his mark at Old Trafford, having succeeded the great Sir Alex Ferguson, who obviously put Sir Matt Busby's previous achievements in the shade before. There's been a goal at the Emirates Stadium, a penalty scored by Lacazette, and Arsenal lead AFC Wimbledon in that London derby by a 1-0. So Arsenal in front, Tottenham in front, and West Ham in front. All 3 London clubs competing tonight, all in the lead at the moment. 2 from North London, 1 from East London. All in the lead at the moment. Everywhere else still 0-0. You won't miss a second of the drama here on the commentary hub, or JB Sports for that matter, or for that matter Storm FM, TC Hub 2, or JDAX Sports. And of course, we're on Periscope, Twitter, and Twitch. We've also got a Twitter handle at Commentary Live 1 if you want to speak to us about anything football related. Talk to one of our commentary team. It includes myself, and I have my own Twitter handle at Stutzy83 if you want to follow me on Twitter. I certainly am good for an argument or two on there from a footballing aspect anyway. Manchester United 0, West Ham United 1 is the score. Our streaming partner, incidentally, for the season is the Melon streaming app. Check out their app, of course, at melon.com. Free kick to Manchester United, 10 yards from halfway. Foul by Mark Noble. There's also a West Ham player, Poax. Looks like Yao Malenko has been Poaxed as well in all of that. Referee quite wisely stopping this. Let's see what happened here in the thing. This Lanzini breaking forward. It's definite foul there by Noble. And then when he fouls Mata, sort of a domino effect, and he collides Mata when he's been fouled, collides unwittingly into Yao Malenko, who then goes over. But it was Noble who committed the challenge, even though West Ham were a bit fuming about that. But Yao Malenko, I'm pleased to say, is up and about okay. And the last thing West Ham need at this stage of the game, with just shy of 20 minutes almost played, is another injury. They're leading 1-0 though, and Dalot's come forward. He's found Lingard. Lingard inside the area. Has to get it to Sancho. Sancho back to Martial. It's just gone a little bit towards the left-hand side at the moment. Lingard into the area. Martial, good chest control. Lingard's there, and it's a deflected, I think. Is it a goal kick or a corner? Goal kick is the verdict, says John Moss. Well, United, there was a handball there, but hint of handball maybe by Martial when he was trying to juggle it on his chest. Definite hint of handball there. 20 gone. It is a goal kick to West Ham, who lead by a goal after 9 minutes from Lanzini. But Ryan Fredericks, the man who made the goal, has had to go off through injury. Here's Aragoa with the kick up towards midway point, and Jared Bowen flicks on, and Yao Malenko is on the chase, but so too was Dalot, who gets it back to his goalkeeper Henderson. Henderson, the former Sheffield United loanee, kicks away. Of course, him and Tom Heaton will have really unenviable competition with the likes of David De Gea, who pulled off his first penalty save for as long as I can remember on Sunday, when he saved, of course, from Mark Noble. Coming up to the halfway point of the first half. Ball knocked forward there by Johnson. High and long, looking for Yarmolenko. Then Bowen takes the ball. Good skill there by Jared Bowen. He's having a terrific night so far. Bowen, just as I say that, he's laid in a very awful pass there, which asked a lot of his colleague. And now United now come away with the ball. Yes, the dreaded commentator's curse, I suppose. Here's Donny van der Beek now. How he needs a big performance tonight to silence a lot of critics. Again, was linked away with a transfer away from Manchester United. Really hasn't hit the ground as a lot of people would have hoped, the former Ajax player. Yarmolenko now. West Ham playing good possession football on the far side and rolling the ball around very nicely indeed, comfortably as you would expect. Diop in possession. Now the ball knocked forward by Kufau down the line, but an offside flag up is against Masaku, and a free kick it is to Manchester United on their right-hand side. So elsewhere, of course, Spurs winning at Wolves, and Arsenal 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. Arteta's team back on form after a dreadful start, but two good wins against Norwich and Burnley on Saturday. I've got confidence flowing, and a good League Cup run would really put Arteta maybe back amongst favouritism amongst the Arsenal fans. He's been very much under fire since day one of the season. Maybe those 2 wins, and actually the maturity of their win at Burnley actually was down to their discipline in defence, which won them again. Forget all the controversies whether it was a penalty or not, but their maturity in the way they played Burnley was a joy to behold. And when Burnley had a great spell during that game, they were superb and just about held on. And that's what you need to do sometime in the league, just scrap it up to 1-0 of some importance. There's been a development, but we'll just see what this United attack brings as Mata tries to break the ball down. And now Matic in possession, gets it out there, and back to Matic once again. Just for the record, Kent won the 2020 final on Saturday night. Terrific team performance by them to beat Somerset, Werby winners in the cricket. Lancashire stuttering just down the road against Warwickshire in the county championship. Not very good, really. Let's see how the Manchester United equivalent get on tonight. They're 1-0 down, of course, with 24 minutes gone, so we're past the halfway mark after the first half. And we've got a United attack on here with Jadon Sancho blocked away, and it'll come to Jesse Lingard again, the former West Ham loanee. Donny van der Beek, right foot, way into the stand behind Arbeloa's goal for a goal kick. Now, there's been a development elsewhere. 2 goals to Tottenham, and Harry Kane, who's been rather under fire recently, has now got the second one. And that really gives Tottenham Hotspur lift off in that one now. A tournament they last won back in 2008. Well, they're on their way now. Goal kick now to West Ham. And still, it's looking very, very good for them at the moment. But United now starting to get on top at this moment in time. If you're joining us on all platforms, it's lovely to have you with us. Please send your messages, and myself and Russ at some point will read a few of them out during the course of the evening. And of course, there's a draw for the last 16 coming up soon after we're finished at Old Trafford. 25 gone then in our live commentary, and it's Manchester United 0, West Ham United 1. The goal scored by Manuel Lanzini on 9 minutes after some good work by Ryan Fredericks, who got injured in that in the build-up to that goal and setting it up. His cross pulled back from the right-hand byline. Lanzini couldn't miss, beat Dean Henderson and found the far left-hand corner. Tottenham 2 up at Wolves. Harry Kane now amongst the goals. 2 goals. Got a couple of goals in the Conference League last Thursday, but yet to score in the league so far this season. Was criticised for some of his performances on Sunday, or Nuno was, because he was playing on the left-hand side. Here's Jesse Lingard now for Manchester United. As Lingard chips the ball in, it's almost into no man's land, although Sancho will do his utmost to keep the ball in play, which he did. Looks for Tellez. Tellez on the far side. Infield to Lingard. Edge of the area. Lingard tries the shot. It's a good shot as well. And it was creeping in that left-hand post. And the goalkeeper diving away to his right, Areola, as he looked at it, took no chances and palmed the Lingard effort away for a corner. Good right-footed effort. And may have just been dipping towards Areola, but Areola, in credit to give him his credit, kept his eye on the ball and just safety first got it out for a corner. Far side. Here comes the corner, and there's a bit of a crowd scene there. It's headed out as far as Mata. Mata gets it out now to Lingard. Lingard now back to Van den Beek. Or rather not Van den Beek. It was, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a goal kick anyway. Eric Bailly's header well wide. 27 gone then on all platforms, on all TC Hub platforms. That includes JB Sports, JDAC Football, Storm FM. His owner will be dead chuffed. They're winning at the moment against Wimbledon. He's actually at the Emirates tonight, Mike. Give him a bit of a shout out. And, of course, TC Hub 2, Russ's own personal channel. And, of course, we're live on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. We have a possible upset on the cards. But since the goal, it's been all Manchester United. Martial's missed certainly the best of the chances. This is Lingard. Up to Martial, edge of the area. Back to Lingard again. Lingard looking to shoot on side. He goes down. That's a foul by Mark Noble. Free kick. Noble obviously questions the decision, but let's see if Lingard, just trips him a bit there, Noble. I think he knew what he was doing. Just trips in there. His trailing leg just trips up Jesse Lingard. A free kick it is to Manchester United. With 28 gone here in this Carabao Cup third round. United and Leicester, both sides first involvement in the competition, first step on their road. They will hope to get to Wembley, of course, in late February. Lanzini is lying down behind a 4-man wall that Areola has erected. So let's see what they can cut here. With Mata hits the shot, well dealt with by the wall. It was a left-footed, almost like a dink. It was a half-footed dink. The wall wasn't falling for it. The old jumped up as one and blocked it accordingly. But Matic has possession still inside the West End half. Finds Donny Van der Beek. Van der Beek now to Tellez. And Tellez now has it on that far side. Mata's in, gloves at hand. Finds Mata. It's Alex Tellez again. Looks to cross in from the left-hand side. It's not a bad one, but once again, West Ham stout defensively. Dalot now for United. Stabs it towards Lingard. He'll have to work an oracle to keep that in, and he's just about done that. Lingard now trying to outmuscle his man, but Bowen was there, but he's lost possession. Mata goes down. Referee calls it hand. Plays on. And that could be good advantage as Alex Tellez hits the left-footed effort from around about 30 yards, which is just wide of Areola's right-hand upright. Now, was Mata fouled here? Noble putting in 1 or 2 meaty charges. I think John Moss, actually, this was good refereeing from Moss. Could have easily gone for a free kick, but with United in good possession and ultimately leading to an opportunity for Alex Tellez, which narrowly went wide. I actually thought that was a great piece of refereeing. There's been a goal. There's been 2 quick-fire goals at the Amex Stadium. Brighton Albion 1, or the League 2-0. Both goals from Aaron Connolly after 33 and 38 minutes, respectively. Here's Manchester United now with Sancho trying to lay into one Mata. So that's being stand. Brighton are going through. Tottenham are going through. Arsenal are going through. And that's being stand after half an hour. So are West Ham United. But as I say, there's a long, long, long way to go in this cup yet. And we've everyone on the TC Hub, all our commentators have watched. I've probably got about 150 years of watching football between us, most of it between myself, John Kane and Barry Swain, to know that football is still a crazy old and funny old game, as the late Jimmy Greaves once said. Anyway, Manchester United get a throw. Darrell hit it off a defender, which was Johnson. And it's a throw-in almost in line of the 6-yard area to Manchester United. Darrell to take it. Back to Lingard. Back to Darrell again. Darrell just gets it into Lingard's path. Lingard trying to lay it in. And Bowen now trying to turn, and he did well there, the man they got from Hull City. Something like £20 million they paid Hull for him. And what a signing he's proved to be for West Ham over the last couple of seasons. David Moyes pulled off a real coup with him. A moment to point off a very good shock here. Remember, they've famously gone to Old Trafford in cup ties before and won. 86 under John Lyle, they beat Man United 2-0, then managed by Ron Atkinson. 2-0, they had that side where they finished third, the likes of Cottee and McAvenny powering in the goals. I think they scored something like 60 goals between them that season. Tony Cottee and Frank McAvenny, the Scot. And then in 2001, under the astute managership of Harry Redknapp, Paolo Di Canio. Remember Barthez standing up, waving his arms about? Well, Di Canio put it in. Well, they won there that day at Old Trafford. They're winning tonight at Old Trafford, and they're on the attack now. There is another development which I'll talk to you about in just a second, because we've got Johnson on the ball for West Ham. Back to Mark Noble, the current West Ham skipper. The sort of modern day, if you like, Trevor Brooking or the modern day equivalent of a Trevor Brooking or Billy Bonds. Kufal, the substitute, knocks it into touch. Let me just keep you up to date now. Brighton are now 2 up at half-time. That's a half-time scoreline. They kicked off a bit earlier than what we did, so they kicked off, I think, about 7:30. And the Amex are now winning by 2-0. That's a half-time scoreline. Elsewhere, Tottenham 2 up at Wolves. Arsenal 1 up at home to Wimbledon. Elsewhere, still no way through. No goals at Millwall. No anywhere else. But well, we've got a goal here at Old Trafford, but it's a terrific cup tie, that is for sure. There's been another development. Yes, it was a 7:30 kickoff. Well, thank you for confirming it, Russ, but I thought it was a 7:30 because there's been a good... it was powers of deduction, and considering that the game this one's kicked up at 7:45, we've had just over 30 minutes. Indeed, it was a 7:30 kickoff. Very rare occurrence these days. In the olden days, back in the 70s and 80s, 7:30 kickoffs were the norm. Not anymore. Well, it's very rare you see 7:30 kickoffs. 7:45 and 8 o'clock is the norm now, thanks to the television and coverage and everything. There's 2 players poleaxed deep inside West Ham territory, but Bowen has got it out to the far side, and here comes Johnson. And down this left-hand channel, he's got Misaku on the overlap if he chooses to use him, but Johnson is going to try and do it on his own. And in the end, Tony van der Beek got back and stopped him, and here he comes now charging through the centre towards halfway. Has to parallel back. Matic has possession. Looks for Diego Dalot. Dalot now has got Lingard close at hand to him, but Noble this time actually timing the challenge, but timing it well. He's timed several tonight so far. The West Ham captain coming up towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. Where was all this time gone? It has been such a... It feels only like 5 minutes since we started the match. It's just gone so goddamn quick. Here comes Martial into the penalty area. What a cup tie this is. Martial shoots just wide of the left-hand post. He's getting closer all the time, Martial. 10 minutes to half-time, still 1-0 to West Ham. Turned Corral there on a sixpence and burst cutting from the left into the penalty area. Got his shot off and it was just wide off the left-hand post. May have hit the side netting as Solskjaer and Carrick. Talk tactics now. And maybe Solskjaer in his head now preparing to produce a half-time team talk. Just to remind you, the substitutes: United, Heaton, Jones, Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, who can change a game, So West Ham, beware if should he come on. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Elanga, and Scotty McTominay. For West Ham, they've already used Kufal, but they've got left out of the substitutes bench of 7. Randolph, Zuma, Fornals, Vazlic, Ogbonna, and Ben Rama. Remember, Fredericks had to be taken off, and Kufal is now on. That's an enforced change for David Moyes. As West Ham still in possession, but the referee has stopped the play. Just trying to think out what is it for. Is it a Manchester United free kick? It looks as if it is a free kick to United, or a drop ball, and Matic gets on with it quickly. West Ham with several pale blue shirts behind the ball at the moment, all pale blue with a bit of into white, and Corral really pinched the ball well. Looks for Yarmolenko. He tries to play it on towards Corral, but Van der Beek gets back there first. Remember, 2-0 to Brighton at half-time in their match against Swansea City, who have just lost Steve Cooper to Nottingham Forest. Here's Van der Beek now. Good challenge there by Craig Dawson, who's a terrific campaigner. Former West Bromwich Albion player, and a number of seasons at the Hawthorns. Declan Rice in the crowd, as Russ pointed out, not playing tonight, but he's there offering support. Also, there's Mikel Antonio, who's sticking out of suspension. He got sent off, of course, at Southampton a couple of weeks back. As here's Lindelof now to get the ball forward, and here's Mata, who's had a lot to say for himself here. But here's Jesse Lingard into the area, or rather, I should say, Sancho, I should say. Tellez now looks to cross, finds Mata, who could have a better angle on the left-hand side, does, and the goalkeeper sort of acrobatically only half punched it away. Diego Dalot will go forward, but Johnson wasn't for being taken for a ride. In fact, it was Masaka who intercepted rather, and he's got Jared Bowen on his way, but back comes Eric Bailey to intercept, and it will be a West Ham throw-in deep inside United's territory, and the goalkeeper Araroa having to be on red alert again from a one-Mata cross. And it was Martial. I thought Tellez might have knocked it in, but it was Mata. I'm not sure if he was trying a shot. And the goalkeeper, rather acrobatically, I must admit, got away. Here's Bowen inside the area. Lanzini's inside the box. Can West Ham find a second? Yarmolenko, there's a man free, and Bowen, oh my goodness me, he had a chance to score. And I wonder if a defender got back in the nick of time. In fact, the flag has gone up for an offside decision. Tim Wood, the assistant on that far side. Let's just see if there was indeed an offside. Well, I think they're both onside. I've got to be honest. I think West Ham are a bit unfortunate there, but however, they didn't take the chance anyway. As a United player poleaxed again, and we're not sure who it is. It's inside the middle of the area, and trying to work out who it is. Jadon Sancho. That could be a huge blow if he has to go off. Two smiling faces in the United stand at the moment. It's Dawson just treads on Sancho there, doesn't he? Pushes him and then just flicks out a leg. If the referee sees that, that's an instant yellow card, in my opinion. Elsewhere, Wolves have pulled a goal back. Leandro Dendoncker, I should say. So it's 2-1 now at the moment. So we're back. So Wolves are back in the game at Molineux, which has always been a graveyard in the cup ties so far. Wolves really, I'm counting the cost of a bad defeat by Brentford, and they lost to a 10-man Brentford side on Saturday. Just to remind you, earlier today, if you missed it, Nicholas Jones brought you 10-goal match as England women ran riot in Luxembourg last night. That was a delayed commentary. This is live with me, JB, with Russ Verdin in the presenter's chair, and he will be guiding you through all the scores at half-time. Will I take a half-time cup of Bovril here during the half-time between Manchester United and West Ham? Alternate commentary on the TC Hub in association with JDAT Football, JB Sports, TC Hub 2 and Storm FM as the ball comes into the penalty area. Not the way. Van der Beek is there. Lingard trying to knock it forward. I think he hit Martial, actually. The ball comes away once more. We're also live on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch, incidentally. And our Twitter handle is @CommentaryLive1. And, of course, our Facebook page, just to remind you, www.facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And you'll find upcoming games, polls, all sorts, the lot. Here's Darrell now for United. Inside on the left-hand side. Cross comes in. Bono, I think, got the touch away. And here come United again. That was a bit up and under there from... it was Mata. And then Van der Beek took the possession. In fact, it was Tellers who hit the up and under. Matic now for United. Has to pirouette back inside. Finds Donny Van der Beek. Is in a bit of space. And he looks for Jesse Lingard, who hasn't yet scored tonight against his old side. Did score in the league game on Sunday. Ball back inside again. Sancho has got up from his look okay. We're inside the last 4 minutes of the first half. And plus any injury time. Matic now to Mata. Mata thought about the shot. Plays it to Lingard. It's patient build up here. Van der Beek. Oh, look to score on his right foot. He goes left footed. And scuffs it well wide, of course, of the far post of Aragoa. And a goal kick to West Ham United, who lead this game at Old Trafford by 1-0. Just to remind you, no Cristiano Ronaldo for Manchester United tonight. He's being rested. No Declan Rice. He's also rested for West Ham. And no Mikel Antonio because of suspension. So West Ham are a little bit depleted tonight in terms of striking options, but so far they're doing the business, even though they've room to withstand an awful lot of Manchester United pressure. As the United substitutes talk amongst themselves, mainly Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes, just talking one or two things. Why are you not in the side? Well, he's not picked me. That sort of thing. I can only speculate what they might have been talking about. Could have been talking about the lovely weather we've had up north today. Anyway, we've got about 2 minutes to go till the break, and it's not looking good for Manchester United. It's not looking good for a photographer who's had his glasses knocked off his nose. Thankfully, they're not broken, and he's put them back on his nose accordingly. And West Ham, in fact, have won a corner, which Mark Noble's going to take from the left-hand side. The near side as I look. Last 2 minutes. Can West Ham snatch a second goal, which would give him a real boost? And it goes towards the area. Henderson came, didn't get a good purchase on his fist, and his defenders helped him. Masaku now might have a go. Noble is still out on that left-hand side there. And a chance here for a good cross, and it was a good little run there by Carrao, who's having plenty to say for himself, certainly in an attack-minded sense, on the rare sorties that West Ham are going forward here towards the end of the first half. They started the first half well. Can they finish the first half as they started it? Here comes the corner. Noble to take. Dawson was there, and he was only half an inch away of getting a header on that. And if he got any good contact on that, that could have been 2-0 to West Ham. And then Manchester United would have had Mount Everest to climb. Instead, it's a throw into United halfway inside the West Ham half. We're inside the final minute of normal time at Old Trafford. Remember, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Brighton are 2-0 up at half-time. They're going to start the second half in just a second or two. Russ Vernon will keep you up to date with that, with the first sort of 10 minutes of that second half during his half-time sequence. And, of course, Arsenal 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. They're the latest ones that we've got at the moment. No score elsewhere and anywhere else. No score. No score, definitely in Mill or elsewhere or that. But Russ will give you a full roundup of all the scores from last night and tonight at half-time. Here's Martial now as we go into the latter stages of the first half here. Van der Beek now, edge of the area. We're now playing almost stoppage time. We're now playing stoppage time. 2 added minutes to be added on by Chris Cabin and the fourth official. It's Sancho in possession, deep inside West Ham territory. He goes to play a 1-2 with Martial. And he goes to the byline, turned away brilliantly by Mark Malloy, the effort, and then the follow-up shot from Tellez, which was a speculative quarter chance, goes high into the stand for a goal kick to West Ham. And if they can hold on till half-time, they'll have done well. Sancho again involved, trying to hit the low cross. I think it was too close to Aragoa, to be perfectly frank with you. But Again, Mark Noble there. No foul, definitely no foul, because he put Tellers off, and of course the ball carried off him as well. Certainly coming together. We play 48 seconds of the 2 minutes. 1 minute 10 of stoppage time remaining as Haraloa, who's had shall we say, a very good first half by his standards, kicks away. The ball went out of play just shy of halfway. Dallo now takes the throw in. Manchester United a minute away from going in at half-time, 1-0 down, but it won't face them too much. No, at home, but that's a poor ball from Lindelof. And I think a penny really for Solskjaer's Sports, but West Ham will be delighted how the first half has gone. Yes, they've lost Fredericks for an injury. Well, apart from that, they defended stoutly, and David Moyes, certainly if you had to say who would be happy of the two sides, certainly David Moyes certainly would be. In terms of the way it's gone so far, maybe the luck is riding with West Ham at the moment, but United, you can't discourage them. We've seen a lot of football over the years to realise that this is not an open and shut case yet, especially when you're playing away at Old Trafford against this magnificent Manchester United outfit with terrific seasoned world-class individuals in their arsenal. Here's Tellez now knocking the ball forward, and the ball is straight to the balls. The goalkeeper, who's had a fine first half, and there goes the whistle. So Manuel Lanzini, who scored the goal in 9 minutes after some good work down the left-hand side by Ryan Fredericks, who injured himself in the build-up to that goal, put the ball past Dean Henderson. Jesse Lingard has come close on a number of occasions. Martial's come close. United have forced Araloa into a series of decent saves and may have hit the crossbar at one point, but at the moment, West Ham are holding firm. As we hand back to Russ Verdin in the studio at Old Trafford, it's in this third round EFL Cup tie. It's Manchester United 0, West Ham 1.
Thank you very much there to JB for excellent first half entry from the match at Old Trafford, where Manchester United trail by a 0 against West Ham United. In the other scores then at half time, some half times are being blown, some are still being played in that first half. Second half about to get underway very shortly at the Amex, where Brighton lead 2-0. They were kicked off at 7:30 against Swansea City, so at the moment Aaron Connolly's brace has got them on their way into the fourth round of the EFL Cup, or Carabao Cup, which we are going to be calling it here on the commentary. Also in the same competition at half time, it is Arsenal 1, AFC Wimbledon 0, Millwall 0, Leicester City 0, and Chelsea 0, Aston Villa 0. Alex Lacazette with the goal for Arsenal from the penalty spot on 11 minutes. Coming up towards half time in the game at Molineux, where there's a man down injured at the moment for Wolves, which is Nuri, who has gone down injured following a challenge by Yafet Tanganga. Nuri's just getting back up to his feet now as the half-time whistle has just blown in that one, and it is 2-1 to Tottenham, and Dombele and Kane plus Spurs 2-0 up. Then Donker pulled one back for Wolves. Hopefully you're doing okay. In the Scottish League Cup, half-time scores are Dundee 0, St Johnstone 0 and Rangers 0, Livingston 0. In the women's international friendlies, they finished Mexico 2, Colombia 0, while Costa Rica beat Panama by 3-2. In the Spanish La Liga, Espanyol beat Alaves by 1-0. Sevilla beat Valencia by 3-1. Real Madrid against Mallorca, and Villarreal versus Elche. Kickoff at 9 p.m. So in just under half an hour's time, we'll give you the score for that one when we do have it as well on during our commentary game. Also in the Italian Serie A, Salentina drew 2-2 with Hellas Verona this afternoon. Spezia lost 3-2 to Juventus. At half time, it is Cagliari 0, Empoli 1 and AC Milan 0, Venice 0, or Venezia 0. In French League 1, it finished Lille 2, Reims 1, Monaco 3, Saint Etienne 1, Montpellier 3, Bordeaux 3, Nantes 3, Brest 1, Rennes 6, Clermont 0. All results. Latest scores in the other matches around the grounds is Angers 0, Marseille 0, Lens 0, Strasbourg 0, Lorient 1, Nice 0, Lyon 0, Troyes 0, and Metz 0, Paris Saint-Germain 1. Ikeme with the goal for Paris Saint-Germain. In the Belgian First Division, Royal Antwerp 3, KRC Genk 1 at the break. Delayed Bishoy with the goals for Royal Antwerp, Lucha 4. Genk as in the Dutch Eredivisie, Go Eagles 1, PSV Eindhoven 2, NEC 0, FC Utrecht 3 are full-time scores. In the other scores, SC Groningen 0, Betis 1, Feyenoord 1, SC Heerenveen 1, Pek Zwolle 1, Sparta Rotterdam 1 is the other scores there. We'll keep you up to date with how the second half goes in the match between Brighton and Swansea. We'll keep you up to date with how that one's going throughout the second half. We'll keep you bang across that one for anyone wanting to see how that game goes. Now, stay with us. We'll bring you all of the results as well for you this evening during our programme. We'll keep you bang across all of the matches. Bit of news come out earlier today from the Premier League and the Championship, which is regarding safe standing, and it's been talked that we could end up having safe standing for quite a long time in the top two tiers of English football. And news broke earlier today that Premier League and Championship clubs are invited to trial safe standing. Premier League and Championship clubs have been asked for expressions of interest to pilot safe standing areas this season. The clubs have until October the 6th to submit an appeal or submit an application, they say, to the Sports Ground Safety Authority, which is the SGSA. The SGSA said if approved, they will be able to offer licensed standing areas from 1st of January 2022. Since 1994, First and Second Tier grounds in England and Wales have been required to be all seated by law. Second English football's top two divisions was outlawed for recommendations made in the Taylor report into the 1989 Hillsborough disaster, in which 97 Liverpool fans lost their lives. In recent seasons, campaigners have called for standing to be allowed in grounds once again. Various seating has been developed to provide seats, which has also been converted into standing areas. In 2018, new guidance from the SGSA, the body in charge of ground safety, allowed the use of rail seats. I'm not going to continue to read it. Also, just a bit, which is quite a bit of a statement here. It goes on to say Premier League clubs Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham and Wolves have all had rail seating installed in their grounds. Man United, Wolves, Man City and Tottenham are likely to apply for the safe standing scheme. It is yet to be known whether Chelsea and Liverpool will follow the rest and also apply for safe standing. If clubs want to take part in the team will need to fulfil a number of criteria which the SGSA says includes having seats with barriers, independent barriers, which must be in both home and away sections. Fans must be able to sit or stand in the licensed area. Seats cannot be locked up or down in the up or down position. There must be one seat stroke space per person. The licensed standing areas must not be impacting the viewing standards of other fans, including disabled fans. There also must be a code of conduct in place for fans in the licensed standing area. He says, so that's just a bit of news which broke earlier today, which is it's interesting. We'll try and get the thoughts of our commentator on that one in a moment. Our friend of the channel, Kieran Riley, has been in touch. And he's at the game between Wolves and Tottenham, where it is 2-1 to Tottenham at half time. He says, interesting first half, being mostly Spurs. Wolves came alive after Dendonker's goal, but slipped back into poor passing and chances creating again. He's optimistic for a draw into pens, but he says we'll see. He's a Molineux where the score is Wolves 1, Tottenham 2 is the score there as at half time. Thank you for that bit of information there from our very good friend Kieran Riley. Also a bit of news which will probably not come as a surprise to Rich. I think the last one did come as a bit of a surprise to you. In the Qatar World Cup 2022, Premier League are set for a 7-week mid-season break in the 2022-2023 season. The season is also set to begin a week earlier than normal on the 6th of August, finish a week later on the 28th of May. Therefore, both the Champions League and FA Cup finals would be pushed into June. At the meeting on Wednesday, it's proposed next season's campaign would stop after the weekend of November the 12th, before fixtures resumed again on the 26th of December. So from 12th, 13th of November, that weekend of matches, then resume again on Boxing Day. The FIFA has already stipulated that players must be released on November the 14th. That would take out 7 rounds of Premier League games and the 2 final Champions League group stage matches, which is effectively in this season's one. So it looks like there's going to be a mid-season break after the weekend of the 12th of November to Boxing Day in the next season, 2022-2023 campaign, to accommodate the World Cup, which is being held in Qatar. The World Cup is from the 21st of November to the 18th of December. And it appears that the Football League may start a week before the 30th of July, week commencing 30th of July. That may be when the Football League, mainly the Championship, but all the Football League will start then, and then the Championship probably resume after the round of group matches, which I think is set to be around about 4th of December. But do not quote me on that. Mets have equalised against Paris Saint-Germain. It is 1-1 there now. Kiki with the goal on 39 minutes. Resident Strasbourg is 0-0 at half time. And Leonor a goal behind Detroit's Xavier Chavalon with the goal there on 45 minutes. Updates on some of those matches will follow, especially the ones in the Carabao Cup matches. Thanks to... And yes, just a reminder to people, this is a family-friendly broadcast, so please keep the comments clean, as we've just seen some of the goals from the Wolves game. This is the goal which was scored by Harry Kane to put Tottenham 2-0 in front. Good finish it was from Harry Kane. So I've just seen that goal there. That was a Good goal from Harry Kane, actually. Ball played through to him, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and finished it with aplomb. Should be a good second half coverage coming up with JB, who's on his way back to the commentary position for the second half of action as we get ready for coverage to get started once more. There's Saeed Benrahma just warming up on the pitch, just knocking the ball around Man United players along with the officials inside the Old Trafford tunnel. We'll hand back to JB in a couple of moments, but we will be back to him in plenty of time for second half coverage, and we'll make sure you do not miss a kick of action at Old Trafford. As JB said, just a reminder, any of the matches tonight finish a draw after 90 minutes. As you can see all the scores going across the bottom of your screen. I'll just read them out again. Arsenal 1, Wimbledon 0. It's 2-0 Brighton. They're in the second half. Now that kicked off at 7:30. Chelsea 0-0 with Aston Villa. Millwall 0-0 with Leicester. And it's 2-1 now to Tottenham against Wolves. All those scores going across the bottom of your screen. Just a reminder, any matches finish as a draw will go to penalties, and any matches that do finish a draw, I will bring up to date with those penalties as and when. You can see the Man United players and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer making their way out onto the field. Here is the West Ham players just about to get ready to come out. Some of the benches, West Ham's bench just walking past Martin Noble and the team who is just stood in the tunnel waiting for the rest of their players to come and join them, which they are doing right now. So in a second, now just a brief chat there. Now I can see Martin Noble leading his West Ham team back onto the field of play. So with that in mind, in plenty enough time for kick-off, it's time for me to turn back over to our big match commentator for the second half. He's over to you.
Yes, thanks very much indeed, Russ. Welcome back to Old Trafford for alternative commentary of this game, this cup tie, which is being won by Manchester United, or being won by West Ham United 1-0. I have a little poll for JB Sports listeners, incidentally. It's a little poll that I compiled during half-time while I was away, as United prepared to get us underway in the second half, attacking their favoured Stretford end. What do you think will happen after 90 minutes? We've got an option for a Manchester United victory. Will they come back and win? Or will West Ham hang on and win their game? Or do you think it will go to penalties? So JB Sports listeners, if you're listening to coverage on that particular channel of our match tonight, please give us a vote, and then we'll bring you the results at the end and see how accurately right you all were. And so that's just a little something for you listeners with JB Sports to get involved with. And we might run a few of those throughout some of the midweek games that we'll bring you onto the TC Hub. Right, anyway, we're back underway, and it's Jadon Sancho in the midfield for United. Cut out there by Johnson. Johnson gives it straight to Mata on the edge of the area. Lingard trying to go down a blind alley, but Diop was quickly across on the scene, hits it against Lingard, and then the ball kicked away by Johnson. West Ham winning by a goal to 0. I'll just reacquaint you with the 2-11s in just a second or two, because United are now steamrolling on the attack. With a minute gone in the second half, live on the commentary hub. Lingard in possession for United. Played it in there towards Dalot, but knocked away by Craig Dawson. But Lingard takes possession. Matic, the captain for the night for United, finds Lingard again into Mata. Mata turns, pirouettes, looks for Alex Telles on the right-hand side. Telles' crossing's a good one, and it's headed away. And what's the referee giving? A goal kick. Well, it gives me a chance then to reacquaint you with the two teams, starting with Manchester United. They're unchanged from the first half. Henderson in goal, Dalot, Lindelof, Bailey and Torres. or Tellez, I should say. And then a midfield three, we reckon of Juan Mata, Nemanja Matic, who's the captain, and Donny van der Beek, and then it's Jadon Sancho, Anthony Martial, and Jesse Lingard up front. On the bench for United, it's Eaton, Jones, Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, that is, Wan-Bissaka, Elanga, and McTominay. West Ham's 11. One change from that first half because Fredericks is injured, so their lineup is as follows. Going to United, you're not missing any of the play, by the way. Arbeloa in goal for United, for West Ham. Then it's Johnson, Dawson, Diop, and Kufau for Fredericks. Then it's Noble and Krau. And then Yarmolenko, Lanzini, the goal scorer, Masaku, and Jared Bowen. The subs that they've got left now, they're nominated Sereno, Randolph, Zuma, Fornals, Vasic, Ogbonna, and Ben Rama. And John Moss is the referee. Here's Lingard now streaming forward. Van der Beek picks up the loose ball, finds Jadon Sancho on the edge of the area. Sancho shoots. The man they got from Borussia Dortmund. Knocked away once more. Tellez now into Sancho. Back to Lingard. Back to Sancho once again. Ball in there to Van der Beek, who just ran into trouble there in the shape of a very tall physical presence in Craig Dawson, who's got too many years of defensive experience behind him at the likes of West Bromwich Albion to be fooled by somebody of Donny van der Beek's class. Here's Eric Bailly now, charging forward, the centre-back from halfway. Getting out to Dalot on the far side. Dalot has to go back inside, so he goes to Van der Beek. And they go back to halfway, and Bailly now slows the pace down somewhat. Looks for Van der Beek. And Bailly again. We've had just shy of 3.5 minutes played of the second half. Manchester United 0, West Ham 1. The goal on 9 minutes from Manuel Lanzini. United, since they have created numerous and lots of opportunities, but have failed to take them or test Arbeloa enough in the goal, although he's made one or two crucial blocks. The West Ham goalkeeper. And Arbeloa gets it out to Johnson on the far side, and he clears it long up to the halfway line. Flick on again, and Masako is through again. Masako has stayed onside, or has he? He's offside. Mark Perry, quick as a flash, putting the flag up there and getting United back up and running with their free kick. They've taken it short, and Van der Beek's now in possession. Manchester United 0, West Ham 1 is the score in the Carabao Cup. As Russ said during the half-time break, if it does end a draw or any other tie, penalties will decide. And just to reiterate that the draw for the next round of the Carabao takes place after this game has finished at Old Trafford. Lingard in possession. Feast Dalot now for United, who trail 1-0, of course. Here's Lingard again. Back to Dalot. And now Juan Mata crosses in from the right-hand side. And a good run from Sancho, who follows it towards goal, but over the top into the Stretford end. Hits it right-footed just to the edge of the right-hand side of the six-yard box. And as I say, over the crossbar for a goal kick to West Ham United. Decent little volley, but never going to be troubling Arbeloa or the scoreboard with that one. Goal kick it is, with 5 minutes played in the second half at Old Trafford. Live on the commentary hub, JB Sports, of course we've got that poll I mentioned, JDAT Football, TC Hub 2 and Storm FM. We're also on Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. And of course we're also on Facebook at www.facebook.com/the commentary hub. And of course our streaming partner for the season is Melon Streaming App, and you can check their website out at www.melonstreamingapp.com as well. And of course, we've got a player of the match to choose a little later on, and that's in association with Commentary Services, our broadcast, our parent partners for the season. Ball knocked forward towards Jared Bowen, and back comes Linda off to get it back to Dean Henderson, who's, apart from the goal, really has been virtually unemployed. Hasn't had much to do as far in the since the goal as Arbeloa has, but he's still got his clean sheet intact. Arbeloa. Henderson, of course, beaten by Lanzini after 9 minutes. The linesman's put a flag up on the near side, a free kick to Manchester United. And West Ham were just caught square on the offside. United's defence moved up very smartly indeed. Martial in possession now, deep inside West Ham territory, but well read again. Craig Dawson is having a super match tonight, the centre-back there, and so too is Kufal. Who also read the situation very perfectly well, but though balls into touch halfway inside the West Ham half on the near side, and throw-in is taken by Tellez. Sancho onto Lingard, but he lost it again. Tellez now picks it up, has to go backwards to Lindelof, but this is not what the Manchester United fans want to see at the moment. Remember, it's 0-0 in the two other games that we haven't really mentioned throughout the first half. Chelsea 0, Villa 0, and Millwall 0, Leicester 0. Elsewhere, it's 2-1 to Tottenham at Wolves, 2-0 to Brighton. They're well into the second half. They've played about an hour at the Amex, or just over 65 minutes at the Amex, and Brighton are in a good position against Swansea to go through to the next round of the Carabao, and also Arsenal leading 1-0 against AFC Wimbledon. And that's the latest scores. Remember, Burnley are already through. Liverpool are already through. Watford are out. Beaten by Stoke, they're through. Preston got through last night. So 2 Lancastrian representatives in the next round of the Carabao. They could easily draw each other, Burnley and Preston. What a lot of Lancashire derby that could be. East versus West. Whether it's a deep there at Turf Moor, potentially, they could draw each other tonight. And what a cup tie that could probably turn out to be, either at Deepdale or at Turf Moor, if they were to draw each other there. There's no love lost between those two Lancashire rivals. As we see Bruno Fernandes getting warmed up now, and Mason Greenwood. Now, these two could turn it in United's favour should they come on at any point throughout the evening. They are on the bench. No Cristiano Ronaldo. He's rested. West Ham, no Declan Rice. Again, through the same theory as Ronaldo. Rested. And, of course, Antonio has to sit it out because of a suspension. So, West Ham a little bit depleted, certainly with the loss of Antonio. Here's Tellez now for United. For Manchester United, that is. And he finds Jadon Sancho, plays it into Martial, who just loses control, and Corral gets it out. Matic will retrieve it midway inside the West Ham half. We're coming up to 8.5 minutes of the second half played. Still no change in the score. Manchester United 0, West Ham 1 at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup third round. That's surely a push on a West Ham player by Anthony Martial. And a free kick it is. Kufal, the man who was pushed. And a free kick to West Ham, and a little bit of respite for the Hammers, who have led since the 9th minute to a goal scored by Manuel Lanzini. Ryan Fredericks set it all up by running down the right-hand side, almost like a blind alley. Got to the blind line, knocked it back. He did himself in the process of making that goal, and Lanzini just tapped it in past Dean Henderson and into the left-hand corner of the net to give West Ham a shot lead. They've withstood everything so far that Manchester United have thrown at them, but it might not be long before Bruno Fernandes comes on as Misako lays it in, looking for Yarmolenko, and he can't be found. West Ham will get a throw in almost halfway inside the United half. West Ham attacking the goal to our left, and Johnson has really proved his worth on that left-hand side tonight. And here he is now in possession. 1-0 to West Ham, remember, as Kufal, the substitute, takes the ball down nicely, a long crossfield pass. And here's Corral again to Kufal. Now Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko once more. Any changes in the scores, we'll let you know here across all the platforms on the TC Hub. Corner, is it to West Ham? No, it's a goal kick to Manchester United. So 10.5 minutes gone in the second half. All the latest scores, incidentally, are being flashed at the bottom of your bottom of the screen. Alternate commentary, of course, and we'll have some more live football this weekend for you. For your listening pleasure, we'll announce to you before nearer the time what games we will be covering, but certainly there'll be a Premier League game or two. As Tellez now knocks the ball forward. And a good little pirouette there. That's surely a foul there on, and a yellow card for John Moss to Mark Noble. Well, it was an accumulation. He's fouled 4 or 5 times throughout the night, and this was one foul too many for John Moss as he took back Jadon Sancho on halfway. So the captain of West Ham is now in the referee's notepad, and United get on with it straight away. Eric Bailey now in possession. Number 3 comes forward now. Dallow now on the far side. Van der Beek wants it. Gets it inside the area. Pulled back towards Martial. Ball comes out and the shot just wide. And I think it might have been Dallow with this right-footed effort. It was. But it was wide of the target and behind for a West Ham goal kick. But United building well from that quickly taken free kick. Some lovely pass move. And Donny van der Beek was at the hub of it. And Dallow's shot well wide in the end of Areola's left-hand post, but certainly United looking for this equaliser are not doing what they need to do at the moment. They are, as things stand, going out the cup. They've had 14 shots to 4 and only the one on target. Now, when you look at the numbers there, and if they don't win this game, United, Solskjaer will be tearing his hair out at that. Because when you're Manchester United, you're expected to, at least if you're going to register 14 shots, they've got to be most of them on target. None of them have been, apart from one. Oh, Matic left himself very hard there on, trying to think who it was, Kufau. And I'm amazed that the referees allowed him to get away with, no, it's not even much as a caution. I thought Matic was damn stupid there. And the longer this goes on, United are going to be ill-disciplined about things. And Matic, I think, is a lucky boy here. Kufau gets in there and then just knees him in the crotch. That's ridiculous from Matic. He's lost the throw and then he just does that. I think that's petulance and stupid. And I think if VAR had been involved, I think it would have been trouble for Matic, quite frankly. All West Ham get out of it is a free kick. It should have been at least a booking for Matic, if not a red. Anyway, free kick taken by Kufau. He's recovered well, and he gets it out to the far side, and Johnson takes on Dalot. Might just whip him for pace here. Has to pirouette back inside. As Noble crosses in now from the left. In he goes now. Can West Ham punish with Jared Bowen? No, just a bit behind him. Van der Beek can get it clear. But he's struggling to get it away at the moment, and United are being pressed back on their own byline, and Bowen has won the ball back amazingly well. He's not got any options, so he's done the next best thing and forced the corner. Donny van der Beek was all at sea there, and Jared Bowen, you've got to give him, to quote an old phrase, super smashing great there for first of all sticking by him and then getting the corner. And that was to quote the words of another famous Bowen, the late great Jim Bowen, of course, with Bullseye 40 years old today. Bullseye 40 years old next week as we get back to the football rather than the darts. And here is Noble still forward. And the flag is stayed down. Eric Bailly is there, and Bailly goes down as if he's been shot by Lee Harvey Oswald, and he amazingly has won the free kick. I can't believe that. Noble can scarcely believe it neither. Well, it's hard. Well, I think Bailly's making a bit more of it. Yeah, there was a shirt tug, but nothing much else. If you're going to award free kicks for that, then the game is going to be in some disarray, isn't it? We've played nearly an hour. There has been a development in one of the other ties, I believe. But we'll come to that in a moment because this game is really hotting up at the moment. If you've joined us, it's Manchester United 0, West Ham 1, but the ball's being passed back, so I can now bring you a score. And what a game this is turning out to be at Molineux. What a match this is. Wolverhampton Wanderers were 2-0 down, remember, halfway through the first half. And Daniel Prudence, the former Olympiacos player, has pulled it back to 2-2. And they've come back from the dead in that one. 2-2 at Molineux. Good cracking cup tie, that one. Probably worth a watch on Quest tonight. We've had an hour and a bit of the second half. Here's Jared Bowen now. He's up against 3 West Ham defenders. He'll try and take them on if he can. Bowen does well and holds it up. You've got to give him a bit of credit for that. Yarmolenko lines it up. Oh, and it's just wide of the right hand outright. Hit it left-footed. And he hit it so well. And it almost rocketed into the right-hand corner of the net. And in fact, it went a bit more wider than I thought it had. But it had Dean Henderson scrambling across to his left-hand side. That is for certain. Mataroff and Greenwood on. So the change is being run by Solskjaer now. He's had enough. And Mason Greenwood, can he inspire Manchester United? They still have Bruno Fernandes to play as the trump card if they choose to. And we've got a goal at Millwall and a goal at Leicester. Or goal at Millwall. Lookman has scored on 50 minutes, and Timo Werner has just broken through against Aston Villa. They lead by 1-0. As Manchester United look to go on the chase for what they hope will be an equalising goal. Been a terrific second half so far. Van der Beek in possession, gets it out to the far side. Can West Ham hold on in there for the next 28 minutes plus injury time at the end of this thrilling cup tie? And what a cup tie it has been thus far. United going forward again. Martial was offside, and then the ball was played. And in fact, there was a chance there for Greenwood, and in fact, it was a terrific save. Whilst I was reading out the scores, incidentally, for Mason Greenwood. In fact, I missed that commentator's mistake. Another good save, and Greenwood almost making the impact. So apologies there if I missed that, but I've sort of half cleared it up now why it happened. Anyway, here's Yarmolenko for West Ham. Thankfully, a goal wasn't scored. Yarmolenko, Harrow has just saved my blushes a little bit. Here's the ball knocked back behind, and it's out for a throw-in. But West Ham incomplete. I was going to say they're not in complete control. They're under the cosh, I was going to say. 63 gone. Still 1-0. How the Hammers are still winning this game, God only knows, but they're winning it. The look he's holding, and just about holding enough. And Kufal knocks the ball back, and Craig Dawson won't waste this. He'll get it back to Areola, who's so far in one of the names in the running for the Player of the Match award, and I've got to choose in some 25 minutes from now a Player of the Match. Areola has really got himself into the running for that one, but here come Manchester United now looking for this equaliser. Lingard will shoot, and he hits it left-footed and straight down the throat of Areola. He's made 2 good saves in the last sort of 3 minutes. West Ham just a bit wasteful in possession. The ball broke on the left. Lingard hit it left-footed first timer. But the goalkeeper saw it all the way. And West Ham are holding firm. How? Don't dare ask me wow. But it's still 1-0 as the ball is knocked forward and out of play it is for a throw. Manchester United are just 25 minutes away from an early exit from this season's Carabao Cup competition. Both sides came in this very round because they've been playing European football. Manchester United in the Champions League. They lost last week, remember. West Ham won their match last week. Handball surely against Jared Bowen. And free kick to United. Not taken from the correct position, but in the end, it need not matter because they absolutely wasted it. Manchester United did knock the ball too far forward, and it's gone out of play from Nemanja Matic, who you could argue in some aspects could have been, maybe possibly been sent off for what he did to Kufal about 10 minutes ago. Need him in the crotch, shall we say. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Nicky Phelan, the former Manchester United man, also a former assistant of Sir Alex Ferguson, managed to have a spell as whole manager for a little while, so he managed Jared Bowen in his managerial career before. Still no sign of Bruno Fernandes. He's still sat amongst the substitutes, so on with people like Wan-Bissaka and people like that. He's not very happy. He's not coming on at the moment. Bruno Fernandes, he cooks a forlorn figure on that bench. Still 25 to go. Live on the TC Hub and TC Hub 2 and JB Sports. Remember that poll I told you earlier on? It's there on the comment section for JB listeners. And of course, JDAC Football and of course Storm FM. There's been another goal at 1-1 now. Cameron Archer has scored for Villa, who we saw in the last round knock 6 past Barrow in the last round. So they're back in the game at Stamford Bridge. So all the big boys so far not really having it all their own way. Certainly Spurs aren't having it all their own way. Neither are Manchester United or Chelsea. Arsenal's just about leading by a goal, just about nicking it against Wimbledon. but only just. Looks like Wimbledon are giving the hosts a hard time. Millwall trailing to Leicester City. And as well. So goals in all most of the ties that are being played tonight. There's an injury there to the goal scorer Lanzini. It was Van der Beek's challenge. Well, Matic again. How this guy has not been booked, I will not know. He's the Serbians should have easily been booked or maybe even sent off. One or two of his challenges are bordered on the extreme. And if I was David Moyes and he went on to get an equaliser, I'd be tearing my hair out. Anyway, double substitution being lined up by the Hammers. Vlasic is going to come on, and we're going to see Fornals come on, number 8. And some fresh legs on for West Ham. They've been overrun at the moment with the wave after wave of Manchester United attacks. But you've got to say, West Ham, to their real credit, are holding on in there as we've gone past the 67.5-minute mark of the second half, which means halfway point. John Moss given the okay for the substitutions, I think, to be made. And Lanzini is one of those, I think, being told to come off, I think. Yeah, he's going to be replaced by Fornals. So Lanzini, the goal scorer, is off. And Fornals will take his place for the remaining 22 minutes plus any injury time. So that's been confirmed. And we've got number 26 coming off as well, Masaku. And he's going to be replaced by Vlasic. He's coming off the conventional way down to the near side touchline. So Nikola Vlasic comes on for him. As the Hammers now look to try and win this, see it out and win this match and go through into the 4th round draw, which takes place as soon as the match is finished at Old Trafford. About something like 10 minutes after the game. Final whistle. Areola now with the kick now for United. He'll kick it out of his hands. Inside his penalty area, kicks it out of his hands. A little bit scuffed maybe, or a bit sliced the clearance. 3/4 of the way down the field. Ball headed out of play for West Ham throw-in just inside the United half. 1-0 to the Hammers at Old Trafford tonight. Are they going to pull off another cup upset at Old Trafford? They did so in 86 and 8 and 2001 in both FA Cup. Both of them were FA Cup games. But can they pull off a real shock in the League Cup tonight? And it's no understrength United side. It's a decent side with international players. And here's Yarmolenko. Oh, try to beat the law of averages as well as 2 or 3 United defenders. And in the end, he might be found wanting because Sancho is making a good break down that left-hand side for United. And it goes to Lingard. Can Lingard hit the shot right-footed? Wow, what a block that was from Diop. Because that looked to be rocketing in from Jesse Lingard. And in fact, it had gone in. They've been talking about that goal for to eternity at Old Trafford. Here's Noble now for West Ham at the other end. They break it to Jared Bowen, who's gone to the gone to the right-hand side, I should say. Back to Noble. Noble trying to get Bowen in, but Lindelof had about a 5-metre head start on him. And Tellez now should knock it out for a throw-in to West Ham. Or is it going to run in? Yeah, right on halfway. For now, Kufau takes the throw. 1-0 to West Ham. We've got a shock on with 20 minutes left to play. Ball knocked forward and offside, I think, is the cry. It's been one hell of a match tonight. No doubt about it. We've only had the one goal. But for everything else, it's had everything. Drama the lot. So at the moment, Leicester winning at Millwall. 1-1 between Chelsea and Aston Villa. I think stand there, it's penalties. Same at Wolves. Wolves 2, Tottenham 2. Brighton going through with 5 minutes to go against Swansea. And Arsenal sneaking through as things stand against Wimbledon. But they're only leading by the 1. It's Lingard now. Breaks forward and it gets across it towards the back post. Knocked back towards goal. And it was Dallo who tried to knock the ball back. And it hit a West Ham player. And I think a corner has been awarded. It has. So more defending for West Ham to do as Eric Bailey comes forward. Tellez is also going up there. Matic, by the penalty spot, he could have easily been on another day sent off for his misdemeanors as the corner comes in there and Barry gets the head over. It's into the Stretford end for a goal kick. Wide of the target, wide of the left hand upright, and as I say, behind for a goal kick. Got the header in really well, but lack the direction now then. This could really be a real change now. Lingard will come on. That's the first change. That's for number 23. That's for number 14, Jesse Lingard, I should say. That's Bruno Fernandes on for Jesse Lingard. And 23 is... 27 is Tellez. Well, Mason Greenwood's come off. That surely can't be right. Is Greenwood injured? That's a big blow for United if that is the case, because he came on as a substitute, and if that's the case, the substitute himself is substituted. I can only think it's an injury or a tactical switch. I'm not quite sure. One of the two anyway. Here's Bruno Fernandes getting his first touch anyway, as the ball is knocked back across towards the far side. And it's definitely Mason Greenwood, that for sure. And that's definitely not Mason Greenwood. I can tell you that for free. It can't be Greenwood because they've got the caption wrong. Maybe Russ can update me on that substitution. Anyway, Greenwood is still on the field. It's Alex Tellez who's gone off. I can now reveal, not Mason Greenwood. I thought there was something wrong with that caption on our monitors. Anyway, so Tellez has gone off and Anthony Lalanga has come on. You don't need to type anything now, Russ. I've cleared the mystery up. Anyway, it's a throw into West Ham deep inside United's territory. Kufal to take it as we look at Mikel Antonio underneath the hood and the face mask, suspended for tonight. But if West Ham get there, he could be available for their 4th round cup tie. If they get there, Kufal into Yarmolenko, edge of the area, goes inside the area. Matic trying not to dig in there, and also Vlasic was there too. I tell you what, it's been some second half this, but West Ham withstanding everything that United have thrown at them thus far, with 74 minutes nearly gone. Can they hold out for another 16 minutes plus injury time and seal their passage through to the 4th round draw? United are going forward again. Dalot's crossing into the area. Can't find Bruno Fernandes. Here's Greenwood. Greenwood bumped into his man. Surely that's a free kick. No, it isn't. Greenwood has it. Greenwood to the byline. Pulled back in again. Stout West Ham defending. They're holding on in there. They're trying to protect this 1-goal lead. Matic, who could have been sent off. Forward it goes, and it's too hard for Mason Greenwood, and behind for a goal kick to West Ham United with just shy of 15.5 minutes to play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looks on, ashen-faced by it all. One of 4 trophy chances for Manchester United, riding high in the league. They took the decision not to play Ronaldo tonight. Is it a decision that might just backfire on them? It was an opportunity for an opportunity to win a trophy. And maybe the decision not to play Ronaldo, as I say, is a game changer, as we've seen so many times. He certainly proved that against West Ham and against Newcastle when we were at Old Trafford a couple of weeks ago. Just shows how much they're going to be relying on him now for the remaining, for most of the season. David Moyes, he's just 15 minutes away from putting one over his former club. He didn't have enough time when Ferguson left to put his stamp on the side. He didn't have as big a budget in those days as well. I think he was lambs to the Glaziers slaughter. It wasn't a popular choice with Manchester United fans. But I still believe if he was given time, I think he would have done the job very well. But he's certainly done a great job at West Ham and, of course, Everton before it. As United now comes charging forward now, looking for this equaliser with Elanga. And now, a chance there for Sancho. Again, hits 2 defenders. One was Craig Dawson. They appeal hands, but it's not given. It's a corner kick. Bruno takes it short to Sancho. Back to Bruno. Cross again. Well blocked to end by Kufau. He's had a super game since replacing Ryan Fredericks in the 15th minute of this match. West Ham have led since the 9th minute. Banzini has now been substituted. Has scored what could now be a priceless winning goal unless United can launch a comeback of Titanic proportions. Here's Greenwood to Fernandes. Midway inside the West Ham half. Attacking the Stretford end to my left. In those red shirts with white shorts. It's all United at the moment. Martial, edge of the area. How could he do with a change of look right now? Here's Fernandes. Fernandes hits it. Oh, I think he may have hit the outside of the left-hand post. And flicked wide of the target. It wasn't far away from the Portuguese here. In fact, it hit the stanchion. It was actually quite far more wide than I thought it was. I actually thought it hit the post, but it didn't. It was well wider in the end. This was the handball appeal as Sancho went forward. Now then, no, hand down by his side. Nothing, I think, to award a penalty against Craig Dawson when his hands clearly down the side would have been a rather harsh decision. John Moss was right. 19 shots to 5 in Manchester United's favour, but only 3 out of them 19 have been on target. And when Solskjaer looks back at those numbers, should they lose this game, he will be kicking him and his troops will be kicking themselves if they lose the game. They can still win it. 12 to play, 1-0, still a slender lead. West Ham are quite content to defend this 1-0 lead at the moment, but they've got a chance inside the area with Jared Bowen. It was sort of half a chance. He couldn't control it well. Fornals now trying to stab the ball back. And West Ham now keeping possession rather well. This is brilliant stuff. And now a chance now for Vlasic to get the cross in and knocked away by Bally. Just off balance slightly. And now the play for a throw. Manchester United 11 and a half minutes away from being dumped out of the Carabao Cup competition at the first hurdle. But here's a chance now for Martial, but back comes Diop. Really good covering there by Diop. Martial was looking to be on his way, but Diop outwitted him and saw to that. And here's Fornals this time. Well, Kufau now. Kufau down the right-hand side. Being held there by Jadon Sancho, has had to come back and do a bit of defending. Now Corral gets the ball down there, looking towards number 11 there, and they want a corner. Goal kick the decision. I think Vlasic may well have a point. They think it's a corner off Matic, who should have been sent off. I've got 11 minutes to sort of come up with I've got something like 8 minutes to come up with a man of the match to see what might happen. But at the moment, it's West Ham who are heading through at the moment. Don't forget the poll. What might happen in the next 10 minutes? The JB Sports listeners, has the ball knocked in there and it's knocked away by Diop, who's had a terrific last couple of minutes. Some good interventions and some good interceptions as well. And he's blocked this attempt to cross, and now the Stretford end trying to suck the ball into the back of Areola's net. Manchester United have a corner. And it looks as if it's going to be Bruno to take it from the far side. Bruno's cross away from Bally. It comes to Sancho, hits it, deflected. Might come to Martial. Good save by the goalkeeper again. And Areola is distinguished himself superbly. Now West Ham could counter. And it's Jared Bowen. Bowen now. He's only got one defender to beat. Can he get his head up and get the ball across to Vlasic? The answer is no. And now Manchester United have it with Van der Beek. They've got 11 and a half minutes, 10 and a half minutes to go. Greenwood into the area. Greenwood twists and turns. His man crosses in, and Areola holds on at the near post. But United are getting closer and closer all the time. But this goalkeeper will not be for being beaten. Greenwood's cross tricked the defender Johnson so well, but his cross was poor and tame. But West Ham had a chance themselves, and if Bowen had played it sooner towards Vlasic, then we could have had an interesting situation there. It was 2-on-2 for a moment there on that breakaway. And before that, Areola had pulled off a great save from Martial. They're nearly there now. Carabao now for West Ham. Diop, who's had a good 2 or 3 minutes. We've had 81.5 minutes. Here come West Ham looking for Yarmolenko. It's been a terrific second half, this. And West Ham, amazingly now, just 8 minutes away, plus injury time from a famous victory at Old Trafford. They've done it twice before, previously in FA Cup games. One in 86, and in 2001, Lyle did a job in 86, and Harry Redknapp was the man to do it in 2001 in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Will David Moyes be another West Ham manager to pull off a real shock here at Old Trafford in a cup tie? This is the EFL Cup as the shot comes in and it's wide. Greenwood wants a corner, gets a, and all that happens is a goal kick. But they're getting closer all the time. Full time at the Amex. Brighton are safely through to the last 16 draw. They're in the draw, along with the likes of Liverpool and Burnley and people like that for the draw. And she's coming up after this match. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still ashen face and can't believe what he's seen at the moment. And David Moyes so near to a famous victory here on his old stomping ground. He only had 8 months as Manchester United manager in 2013-14 after the retirement of Sir Alex Ferguson, a fellow Scot, of course. And here come West Ham now, and it's Yarmolenko free on the right-hand side, and the flag stayed down. Can he get the crossing? Deflects. And it's hooked out for a corner off Linderoth, and now Manchester United have the problems. They've got to defend a corner with 83.5 minutes played. On the commentary hub, JB Sports, JDAT Football, Storm FM, and TCub2, as well as Periscope, Twitter, and Twitch, you are listening to what could possibly be one of the shocks of round 3 of the Carabao Cup this season. West Ham United, the away team here at Old Trafford, not given a hope by the bookies, are just 6 minutes plus time added on away from a massive cup shock, and they have a corner through Noble, headed away. Vlasic jumps, and now United on the breakaway. They need to try and find an equaliser. And the referee gives a free kick for a foul there on Alanga. Professional foul there by Corral. Still 1-0 to West Ham. They've led since the 9th minute of the game. But how much longer can they hold out? Can they hold out for the remaining time that remains? 5.5 minutes. Cross comes in from the left-hand side. Towards Van der Beek and knocks it in there. But Dawson gets it out for West Ham. He's had a super match. Him and Diop, the 2 centre-backs, have played absolutely out of their skins tonight for West Ham United. United have it on halfway. Matic to Barley. And here's Dalot. Dalot again. Here's Matic inside the West Ham half. West Ham just 5 minutes or so away from a famous victory and a place in the 4th place in the last 16 of the Carabao. Matic has possession for Manchester United. Now Bruno turns and shoots. I think it got a deflection. Did it? No, he must have scuffed it. It's a goal kick. And even Bruno Fernandes can't, at this moment in time, work any oracles for Manchester United at this precise moment in time. And West Ham now 4.5 minutes away from one of the shocks of the evening. And one or two of the games could well be going to penalties, certainly at Chelsea and at Wolverhampton. Arsenal only got a 1-0 slender lead against Wimbledon to fall back on. As far as I can make out, Brighton have gone through 2-0. This is Bowen now touching it back, and Melbo goes in, and Yarmolenko steals it. He's out on the keeper, and he hits the post. Would you believe it? He hits the left-hand post. The referee plays on. West Ham still have it inside the area. Yarmolenko actually went past Jordan Henderson as if he didn't exist, but somehow contrived from 4 yards to hit the post. And now West Ham have got to defend, and it's Greenwood now charging now. Sancho out to the far side. The ball needs to be knocked in there. And it was a poor ball from Bruno Fernandes. Christ almighty. Yarmolenko, that's, well, from West Ham's point of view, they thought they had the tie sealed there. He just went past, or glided past the goalkeeper, and from 3 yards, contrived to hit the outside or hit the base of the left-hand post. You had to double take to see what he'd actually done. Here's Mark Noble for West Ham. Nobody United attack breaks down. Noble just gets it out, and here goes Jared Bowen. He's onside. 1 against 1. Bowen towards the area. There's men forward, and Noble can finish it, and he hasn't. And the goalkeeper saved it, and West Ham have had 2 chances in 3 minutes to settle the tie, and they haven't. Well, those misses come back to haunt West Ham United. Can United get a late equaliser and force a penalty shootout and add more excitement to what's been an exciting night of cup-tie commentary football here on the TC Hub? I've got about 30 seconds to make a decision for man of the match, but because this is going on so long, I might have to delay it till the 90th minute. Here's Bowen towards the area. Jared Bowen. Bowen into the area. Bowen shoots. Oh, good save again. That's twice now in a matter of moments that Henderson's made super saves. The latest to deny Jared Bowen a second goal as he cuts in from the right-hand side. Good save. And now at the other end, it's Mason Greenwood. Back to Fernandes. Fernandes shoots. It's Gray Dawson, and it just ricochets to safety. 2 minutes to play. United are on the attack. I will choose that man of the match. Don't you worry. It's end-to-end stuff now as United push forward for this equaliser. Van der Beek's in there, and oh, how cool was that from Kufau? Crikey O'Reilly. We have seen a passage of a 3-minute passage of play there, which could have ended with West Ham winning. The ball should be back to Dean Henderson. And the man of the match, I'm going to give it to the goalkeeper, Ariloa, who's made some world-class saves to keep United at bay up until now. He's played out of his skin. I'm going to give it to Ariloa, the West Ham goalkeeper, the player of the match, purely for the brilliant goalkeeping he's produced so far this evening. Sponsored, of course, by Commentary Services. Ariloa is our man of the match. Anyway, we've got about a minute of normal time left to play, and it's West Ham unbelievably still leading. They could have been 2 up at this stage. That's the way it has been. So Ariloa, just to remind you, is our man of the match, but it was Jared Bowen a few seconds ago that could have... Well, he played it to Noble, and Noble had more time than I think he thought he had. And really that... just proved it there. And we've lost the feed of the page, I'm afraid, but we'll try and keep with you at this moment in time. But Leicester have scored the second goal as we just calm down for a second. But what a match it has been this evening at Old Trafford. A match that we'll remember for a number of years at this moment in time. What a performance it has been from West Ham, who led from the 9th minute onwards through Lanzini, and now have contrived to keep in the lead for as long as they could. Can they hold out in there? We're now played the 90 minutes. There are 4 to be added on. Still 1-0 to West Ham. We are now moving into what a former Manchester United manager, a certain one by the name of Mr. Ferguson, used to call squeaky bum time. Pronouns holds it up, and it's a throw. Well, goal kick rather. Manchester United, seconds, a minute or 2 away now from crashing out of the League Cup at the first time of asking. It's been this sort of evening, really, that it's been hardly credible, really, from their point of view. They've had so many chances. So have West Ham, in fairness, and yet no breakthrough has come their way. But it's looking like an evening that West Ham fans especially will never forget in too much of a hurry. It's been a night that they will never ever forget. They've really soaked up everything since that 5-minute goal and have soaked it up so well. They have been absolutely amazing to a man tonight, and you can see why I've given the goalkeeper the praise that he's deserved, because he's absolutely been amazing throughout. And whilst we get the footage back of the game, we'll try and keep going for you at the moment. But we're now 1:15 into the stoppage time, and United are asking all the questions now. It's going to be knocked behind for a corner. We're running out of time here. Time is at an essence now at Old Trafford. Are we going to see one late bit of drama here? Henderson has gone forward from the back. The ball knocked into the penalty area. Henderson's forward. It's headed away by West Ham. But they're all back inside the penalty area, however. And Dalot now just about almost kept possession of the ball. And still, West Ham, Arsenal have scored two extra goals and have won 3-0. So they're through actually safely. Arsenal safely through. No idea what's happening at Tottenham at the moment. We've played half the 4 minutes. We played 2 minutes 30, in fact, and West Ham still unbelievably holding out. Well, what could be a famous victory? Smith Rowe and Nketiah got the other two Arsenal goals. Can Manchester United score a late one here and take this one to a penalty competition, a penalty shootout? It's looking increasingly like it might not be the case. They've got about 1:05 of the time to do it. But West Ham, again, for the umpteenth time, have been so resolute in defence. It's been uncanny. The referees had to stop it, and it's a free kick to West Ham, which will eat a few more seconds. I can see Manchester United fans now streaming for the exits, not even able to believe that a drop ball has been given. And what is Bruno Fernandes doing? He can't do that, surely. That's against the spirit of the game. And you can't do that, Bruno Fernandes. You can't do that at all. If it's a West Ham drop ball, let them have it. Rice smile from Solskjaer, but his team, really, despite all those chances, have just clearly and utterly not been good enough tonight. And Bruno can complain all he wants, but it was a West Ham ball, and it should have been left for West Ham there. He didn't need to do that. He's just wasted time for himself, and that's stupid, really, from Fernandes, who really hasn't endeared him to his teammates too much. And it's the referee blows! It's a famous victory for West Ham United. They've only got to do it again in the Cups. And they've done it again, 1-0. They emulate the success of 1986 in the FA Cup and 2001 again in the FA Cup, and they've done it tonight in the Carabao. And Manchester United can only win 3 prizes now this season. They fall at the first hurdle in the Carabao. West Ham are through to the 4th round draw and celebrate in style. They led from the 9th minute when Lanzini tapped the ball inside the penalty area. A series of fine saves to deny several United players by Aragoa. And United with something like 25 shots at goal just couldn't break down the stubbornness of West Ham. And Russ, this will be a match that will go down in the annals of history for quite some time. Before I leave you, let's just check what the poll said. I bet half of you haven't voted, but I'll tell you this. What a performance from West Ham United. And no wonder they're celebrating with aplomb, because they battled for so much. And they've got their reward for it. And thank goodness I don't have to do a penalty shootout. I don't think my voice would have stood it, quite frankly. But West Ham, they were, to a man, superb. And one can't praise them enough for what they did. They could have easily wrapped it up, but they had chances for Jared Bowen as well to make it absolutely sure, but it just wasn't to be on the night for them. Or it wasn't to be for him on the night, but It was West Ham's night, and West Ham won the vote 100%, and they were right. So, Russ, what a story here. We've stumbled across a great story at Old Trafford tonight, haven't we? The shock, arguably, of round 3. Manchester United 0, West Ham 1, and West Ham, Russ, are into the 4th round draw.
That indeed the RJB. West Ham United head into the 4th round draw, as do Arsenal after a 3-0 win over AFC Wimbledon. Also do Leicester City after winning 2-0 against Millwall at the Den this evening. Elsewhere, the game between Chelsea and Aston Villa is still being played right now, I can tell you. And what I can tell you, it is still the same scoreline of 1-1. Penalties in that one. And there's also penalties to come at Molineux between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur. We'll probably we'll try and bring you all the action from the penalty shootouts in both games for you this evening, and we'll try and fetch you both of those penalty shootouts as best we can before I bring you the 4th round draw. And what I can tell you at the moment, well, we'll be able to tell you, is what the draw numbers are for the matches this evening, which will be drawn a little bit later on at the conclusion of these 2 matches. I would imagine we'll wait for the draw to find out who goes through. But the numbers for the draw for the people and teams that are already through, and if you're in the draw, if your team's in the draw, listen up for the draw numbers. So here's the 4th round draw numbers. Number 1 is Brentford. Number 2 is Burnley, JB. Burnley at ball number 2. Ball number 3 is Leeds United. Ball number 4 is Liverpool. Number 5, Manchester City. 6, Preston North End. 7, Queen's Park Rangers. 8 is Southampton. 9, Stoke City. 10 is Sunderland after their win in the Cup yesterday. Next is number 11 is Arsenal after their win over AFC Wimbledon. Number 12 is Brighton after their win over Swansea City. Number 13 is yet to be decided as that game goes to penalties between Chelsea and Aston Villa. We'll find out who's going to be ball number 13, and unlucky for some for ball number 13. We'll find out about those very, very shortly. Ball number 14 is West Ham United. We heard here on the commentary hub, knock out Manchester United. They are ball number 14. Ball number 15 is Leicester City after their win over Millwall this evening. And ball number 16 is the winners of Wolverhampton Wanderers or Tottenham Hotspur, who play tonight. That has also gone to penalties. And just so people know what the draw ball numbers are once again, I'll get them rolling across the ticker as all the matches are finished. Now we'll just let you know the results of the of the penalty ties. We'll just get the ball numbers across the bottom of the screen for when the draw is made. We'll keep you up to date with that. We'll just keep you across the numbers for the draw as well, so people know who's those. So we'll find out who each team gets the conclusion of the 2 penalty shootouts which are going on right now. First up at Stamford Bridge is Aston Villa to go first. Anwar El Ghazi to take. I'll keep you across that one. Can El Ghazi score through Aston Villa here to put them 1-0 up in the shootout? Kepa Arrizabalaga stood on his goal line. El Ghazi to step up Villa. And El Ghazi scores for Aston Villa. It's 1-0 to Villa in the shootout so far. Wonderful penalty from El Ghazi there. Next up, for Chelsea, and their first penalty is from Romelu Lukaku. Will he score? Or will Chelsea miss their first one? I wonder. Romelu Lukaku steps up, stops, and then rolls it into the far corner from Romelu Lukaku. He has scored his 1-1 on penalties in the game at Stamford Bridge. Ashley Young, a former Manchester United man, up next for Aston Villa in the shootout. Can he score for Villa? Big penalty coming up. Ashley Young steps up. Off the bar for Ashley Young. Ashley Young's missed. It is a missed penalty there for Ashley Young. How unlucky can you get? That's a first miss of the shootout. Up next, England's Mason Mount. He was on the wrong side of a penalty shootout at Euro 2020, was Mason Mount. Can he be on the right side tonight as he is about to step up for Chelsea? And he scores. Chelsea have the advantage now. It's 2-1 to Chelsea. In the penalties at Molineux, it's 2-1 to Wolves. Echan and Moutinho for Wolves, Kane for Spurs, and Kane have made it, and Spurs have made it 2-2 on the penalty shootout there. Sergio Reguilon. Wolves, the one we're focusing on is the Stamford Bridge. Aston Villa up next. Can he score here? Aston Villa. And he's saved. Nakamba's had his penalty saved. So Chelsea could be advantage even further if they score this. Up next for Chelsea will be Ross Barkley. Spent a bit of time on loan at Aston Villa. Ross Barkley for Chelsea. Can he score against one of his former clubs where he was on loan? He can. He's 3-1 Chelsea in the shootout. This is going to go on for the night. Neves has missed his penalty for Wolves, and Tottenham have just scored to take a 3-2 lead in that game as well. We'll get the confirmation of the score for Spurs in a moment. Is Brian Gill with the penalty there. Next up for Aston Villa is who's up next for Villa? Can't see his number. Anyway, here's a penalty for Aston Villa. Tries to make it 3-2 in the shootout. It's Ensri Konza, the centre back, the defender. Tries to make it 3-2. And he does make it 3-2. Perfect penalty. Chelsea need to score this to progress. Otherwise, Villa will have a chance to level the scores in the shootout. Up next for Chelsea is left back Ben Chilwell. Will he score and put Chelsea through? Or will Villa's Jed Steer save this penalty to keep his side in it? Ben Chilwell then to win it for Chelsea, who's part of the England squad who lost in the Euro 2020 final as well. Can he be on the winning side tonight? No, he can't. He's in the crossbar, Ben Chilwell. And struck it against the crossbar. So we go on. I'll keep you across what's happening at Molineux in a moment. Wolves have missed another penalty there. It's still 3-2 to Tottenham in that one. Oibreak's just missed the fourth. Still 3-2. So whoever steps up next for Wolves has a chance to level. Oibreak just missed the penalty there. Next up for Aston Villa, Emi Buendia for a chance to level for Aston Villa. And Emi Buendia does so. It's 3-3 now. Shouting some instructions to Jed. Telling him to come on. Buendia just giving a bit of encouragement to Jed Steer there. 3-3 in the shootout. Up next for Chelsea is England's Reece James. He was also on the wrong end of a penalty shootout. Tottenham have progressed. They've won 3-2 in the shootout at Molineux. Can Reece James book Chelsea's place in the next round here? Or will the penalty shootouts at Stamford Bridge continue? Reece James, he books Chelsea's place into the fourth round of the Carabao Cup. They've progressed on penalties, winning by 4-3. Tottenham win by 3-2 in their shootout over at Molineux. So there is the draw numbers across the bottom of your screen as we get ready to bring you the draw very shortly.
Hello, Russ. What a commentary there on those two penalty shootouts. Are you breathless after that 5-minute work?
No, not JB. Actually, I had my TV on once with the penalty shootout from Stamford Bridge for the Chelsea one, and I had a website up on my phone, an app on my phone for the Wolves.
Yeah.
For the Wolves one. The missed penalties for Wolves, incidentally, guys, and we'll come back to you in a moment, JB, is Ruben Neves, Leander Dendoncker, who scored in the game and set up Daniel Prudence, and their defender and England's Conor Cody is on the wrong side of another penalty shootout. He wasn't involved in the final. Conor Cody was in the squad that lost to Italy for the Euro 2020 final. He's on the wrong end of a penalty shootout today. Harry Kane on the right end of one for a change. So we'll get back to JB and we'll just bring JB in for a moment or so. And just a quick one here, JB. Some results then from the penalty shootout. So Tottenham went through 3-2 on penalties, and Chelsea went through 4-3 on penalties tonight. And then with the draw numbers going across the bottom, JB, with your team being the ball number 2, out of that tonight, my friend, which team do you want Burnley to get in the next round, with the team scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now with the numbers for the fourth round draw, which should be bringing you very, very shortly.
As a Burnley fan, I want the Lancashire derby against Preston. Preston went through last night. I'd like them at home, admittedly. But, you look at Brighton, the way they dispatched Swansea tonight. And I've just got my breath back from what was a terrific tie at Old Trafford. Manchester United and West Ham, that was I said at the start they'd won twice before in FA Cup ties over the years. And I had a sneaking suspicion they could do it tonight, but I didn't envisage them doing it or hanging on, because United, they went after everything, but they found Areola in supreme form. And I don't know if you saw the miss there from Yarmolenko. He just glides past the goalkeeper, and from 3 yards, he's contrived to hit the left-hand post. And I'm thinking, have I double take this? Has he actually missed it? Seriously, honestly, that is what cup football brings you, Russ, and out excitement. There may have been only one goal in our cup game tonight, but it's a bloody good story, isn't it?
It is indeed, JB. It is indeed, my friend. And also, JB, with Leeds going through last night, obviously, you know, I'm a big Leeds United fan, as you know, because we've been friends for quite a while. How do you
Yes,
think?
a long time.
How far do you think they can go in the shootout? Because in the competition, because yesterday in the shootout there was a few youngsters involved as well for the Leeds United in the shootout. How do you see? How far do you think Leeds can go in this
Well,
competition? Do you think they could go to the final, depending on who they get in the next round?
they're capable. I think if he puts a stronger side out, like he, unlike the last round, I think they are capable. They're a good side, and I think the league position is quite a lot of false. I think quite false, really, considering the start they've had. They've had some difficult games, as you know, but yeah, they're capable of doing well in it. It all depends on the draw. There's some very good teams left in it. You know your Leicesters and your Tottenhams and your Chelseas and your Liverpools and teams like that. So Arsenal as well. Although they made a bit of heavy weather beating Wimbledon tonight, but you know, I mean, we could have easily seen 3 high-profile casualties. We could have seen Tottenham gone. We could have seen Chelsea tremble alongside Manchester United, and that would have actually opened it up quite a lot better. But that's the way football is sometimes, cup football. But Mark Noble has just come on Sky and he says the last couple of days have been tough, but you put your boots back on, you come out to play, and the players were fantastic, and well done to Mark Noble as well. I mean, he must have felt as sick as a parrot on Sunday after that penalty miss that we brought you on the TCR, and he's come back and he's captained the side well. Yeah, he got booked and he gave away a number of fouls, but he had a chance himself at the end to score a second and didn't take it. But he didn't matter not at the end of it. But yeah, I'm pleased for Mark Noble, and it's a bit of revenge for West Ham, all things considered, after they were a bit unlucky to lose on Sunday.
There was indeed very lucky to lose on Sunday, where West Ham United against Manchester United at the London Stadium. They've got revenge tonight in this competition. I've just seen in one of the group chats I'm in on Facebook, another one that we're both in for the channel, JB, but another one which I'm in with some football fans in there, and one of my friends who was an Uxor fan put Man United out of the cup, and then the Man United fan in there put not interested in the League Cup, he's never been interested in the League Cup, and
that is disrespectful. I tell you what, that is goddamn disrespectful, because that is a competition absolutely worth winning. It carries a place in Europe. Okay, it's the Nations League, but it's still a trophy worth winning. United have won it 5 times, and they've never complained when they've won it. But when they go out, but at the end of the day, that squad that Solskjaer put out tonight, I've looked at that squad, and that was more than good enough and more than capable enough to have put West Ham to the sword. They had about 30 shots at goal and managed to get 4 on target. I think when you look back over the numbers, they just haven't been good enough. United fans can say, oh, we don't care about this. But Solskjaer is going to be judged on how many trophies he wins. And this was a great opportunity to have a good run in this competition and do well in it. And, he's blown his chance. I mean, you can't rely on the Champions League. I think there are too many good teams in it. And I think United were inconsistent. They certainly were last week in their first qualifying match. I think without Ronaldo, United are sitting ducks. If Ronaldo had played, it would have been a different story. What didn't impress me about United was Bruno Fernandes. He was on the bench throughout the match. I saw him getting absolutely cheesed off about everything. And when he came on, he was just his attitude stunk. And then when the drop ball was given in West Ham's favour and the ball was being dropped by the referee, he had the audacity or the brass cheek to try and be disrespectful and take the ball. When it was a West Ham drop ball, he took it towards the goal. And then he had the audacity to complain. I hate people like that. I think he's a great footballer, terrific talent. But tonight I saw a side to him that really disgusted me, really. And I think Manchester United fans, they might want to dismiss it, but it was a trophy they could have had actually won. And it might, sometimes just winning one of the two cup competitions. I mean, United fans are short memories. 30-odd years ago, Ferguson was struggling for his job because they were 13th in the league. They went on to win the FA Cup. It saved his job. So some United fans and some United players need to just give their head a wobble and actually think this was a good chance to do something in this competition. And they've blown it. They've simply blown it.
They have indeed, JB. They have blown it. Indeed, the cup draw is coming up very, very shortly, and we'll bring it here on the channel at the end of this commentary tonight, just to tell you through the rest of those. So if you just look at the teams in it again, JB, Brentford, newly promoted Premier League side, Burnley struggling in the Premier League, Leeds also struggling, Liverpool up near the top, Man City up at the top of the end of the Premier League, Preston from the Championship, QPR from the Championship, Southampton in there, not going very well in the Premier League, Stoke struggling in the Championship, Sunderland down in League One, Arsenal in the Premier League, Brighton in the Premier League, Chelsea in the Premier League, West Ham in the Premier League, Leicester in the Premier League, Tottenham in the Premier League. So the majority of the clubs are from the Premier League, and the lowest ranked team left in the competition is bowl number 10, Sunderland. And
Sunderland.
You'd have to think, JB, if say someone like Man City draw say Liverpool, there's a chance that says like someone like say Sunderland could progress even further if they get another say like a Championship or a lower end. No disrespect to Burnley, but like someone a bit like a Burnley, lower end of the Premier League table, where they have been in the past few seasons. Burnley, no disrespect to you, they've been in the bottom half of in the Premier League. So it'd be interesting if we've say if Sunderland gets someone like a big club in the Premier League, like Tottenham, Leicester, West Ham, who've been in that top half in the past few seasons, Man City, Liverpool as well. It's going to be a tough ask for them. Then we're now going to bring you back in a moment, JB, after the draw's been made. So if you just stick around and listen out for the draws.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then we'll bring you back after. So we'll bring JB back in after as we get ready for the draw. Right now we've got some supporters have come across to see the draw. Harry Redknapp and Michael Richards are making the draw this evening. So we'll bring you that draw in a second. See a few fans behind there. I think Tony Adams is behind there as well. I've noticed amongst the people stood watching on, or someone that looks like Tony Adams. We get ready to see who gets through and who gets who in the next round of the competition, if and when they do get ready for that draw. Just talking through that, just having a chat with both of the people drawing the draw, both of those involved in the charity game Soccer Aid recently. I ran upside rest of the world, winning on that occasion against England, where Mike Richards was on the coaching staff. Just running you through the numbers again. Number 1 is Brentford, 2 Burnley, 3 Leeds, 4 Liverpool, 5 Manchester City, 6 Preston, 7 QPR, 8 Southampton, 9 Stoke City, 10 Sunderland, 11 Arsenal, 12 Brighton, 13 Chelsea, 14 West Ham, 15 Leicester, and 16 is Tottenham Hotspur. Ties will be played week commencing the 25th of October. So then we're going to be getting ready for the draw as we get ready. Harry Redknapp joining the home side, Michael Richards drawing the away sides. And away we go then for the 4th round draw for the Carabao Cup. Number 13 is Chelsea. And they have an home tie. Just got past Aston Villa tonight. They've got another home tie against number 8, Southampton. Number 11 is Arsenal. Another home tie for Arsenal. They will get number 3, Leeds United against Arsenal in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. All Premier League tie for Leeds United. Number 9, Stoke City of the Championship. They will face number 1, Brentford. That's for Stoke knock out the Premier League side there. Number 14, West Ham United. Just knocked out Manchester United, as you've heard here on the commentary hub. They will be at home to number 5, Manchester City. Will they knock out another Manchester club in the next round? Back to back for West Ham if they can knock out Man City. Next up in the draw is number 15, Leicester City. They are at home to number 12, Brighton and Hove Albion, who knocked out Swansea City this evening. Number 2 is Burnley. JB, Burnley have got an home tie, and it's against number 16, Tottenham Hotspur. We'll get JB's thoughts on that in a few moments. Number 7, QPR of the Championship will play number 10, Sunderland. Sunderland will have got a chance to get through. Number 6 is Preston North End. They will play number 4, Liverpool. And that concludes the draw. The draw is now going across the bottom of the screen. So it's Chelsea Southampton, Arsenal v Leeds, Stoke Brentford, West Ham Man City, Leicester Brighton, Burnley Tottenham, QPR Sunderland, Preston v Liverpool. Going across the bottom of your screen there. And we'll head back over now to get JB's reaction. And JB, Burnley against Tottenham played week 25th of October. Your thoughts, my friend?
Well, at least it's not a away draw. That's one blessing. I wouldn't want to go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with our record. It's not a bad draw, really. I mean, we could have had much better. We could have had much better teams, but you know, all you can ask for is an home draw, regardless of opposition. And I think Spurs will be a tricky opposition on that given night at Turf Moor. I don't think any Burnley fan should complain about that. I mean, you're always going to get big teams along the way in these cup ties, and there was a lot of big teams left in it. But I'm disappointed actually for Sunderland. I'd have liked them to have had a big gun at home, but I'm delighted for Preston as well. They've got Liverpool away at home, and then, as you said, I think the tie of the round sticks out like a sore thumb. West Ham against Manchester City, without doubt, in my opinion, is the tie of the round. Arsenal Leeds is another cracker as well, may I add. So, the draw's thrown up some interesting games. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But I've got to say, West Ham, if they're going to win this trophy this season, or have any thoughts of winning the trophy, they're certainly going to do it the hard way, aren't they?
They are indeed, JB. We'll bring you back on in a second. Just going to get if he is still with us. I think he is with us. I might be having a few technical problems. He is back with us now. Let's say a very good evening to Kieran Riley, who's been Molyneux this evening. Kieran, how you doing, my friend? You okay?
To be fair, I'm not angry. I'm just massively disappointed in the lads tonight. It was the first half. It looked like they'd never played together before in their entire lives. It was just messy football. The ball was all over the place. We were giving it away left, right, and centre. And the second goal we gifted Kane should never have been gifted. Ollie gave him so much space. He just went straight through the middle and banged it in. Ruddy had no chance of saving that. But the second half, my God, he looked like they've been playing together for years. It was some of the best football not the best football I've seen for a while, but it was definitely a better Wolves side than I've seen in previous matches and what I saw in the first half. And two great goals from Dendoncker and Podence to equalise the scoring. I was having a bit of a flashback to Man City in 2019, Russ, when we had a 2-goal deficit and managed to smash them 3-2, but didn't happen. Penalties, obviously, are a tough nut to crack. Obviously, Kane with his 100% record, not missing a penalty for Spurs. I just feel sorry for Dendoncker, Cody and Neves, who obviously missed our penalties, which is a shame, but it happens. It's football. We move on. We've got the league to focus on now, and we've still got the FA Cup, so we'll certainly have to wait and see. I wish Spurs all the best of luck, but I do think, off the top of my head, I think it was Ndombele, he should have been sent off. He was one of the dirtiest players of Spurs this evening. I'm sorry to say that, JB, but Ndombele should have been sent off. He nearly killed Podence in the box, which should have been a penalty and a red card. But obviously, we had some officials who obviously like Spurs more than anything. And it was noticed that Mike Dean spent a lot of his time talking to Spurs rather than actually watching the game. So it's always
very
good when
interesting
the officials not watching the game.
Yeah, very interesting there, Kieran. And obviously, you've been in the game tonight, Kieran. What was the atmosphere like? And especially after the final whistle, once the penalty was done, was there any boos at the end of that game for Bruno Lodge's men tonight, or was there applause all round, my friend?
No, it was obviously when the first two goals went in, it went a bit quiet, and obviously Spurs were yelling out, "Is this a library?" and all that. But as soon as the first goal went in, Molyneux it erupted. As soon as the second one went in, it got even better. There was just a wall of noise. This is why we have the best fans in the country, because you literally, Spurs, you could not hear them because we were drowning them out. For an attendance of only 28,000 people there tonight, obviously that includes the Spurs fans, it was a wall of noise. Obviously, a lot of boos for Harry Kane, a lot of chants for Harry Kane. I won't repeat what we were chanting for Harry Kane, but it was a mixed atmosphere. Obviously, when we missed our penalties, we all felt it. We were all like, "Oh dear, it's happened again." But as a pack, we move on, as we say. We move on.
Now you do, Kieran. Thank you very much for coming on, Kieran. I'm going to just have another chat to JB. And thanks for coming on, Kieran. We'll hopefully see you back on the commentary hub and all our partner channels. They're there soon, doing some commentaries when you can, because I know you've been quite busy at the moment. But thanks for taking your time out on your way home to come and have a chat with us this evening, Kieran.
Yeah, not a problem, mate. See you soon.
See you soon, mate. So there we go then, JB. Thoughts of Kieran from the Wolves game tonight, and just by listening to Kieran, it sounded like it was a cracking atmosphere tonight at Molyneux.
Yes.
JB, you got that vibe from Kieran, just listening to Kieran's voice there, didn't you?
Yeah, I sounded very hoarse. It's interesting what he says about Mike Dean. Mind you, it doesn't surprise me because I haven't, obviously, we've been covering Manchester United and West Ham tonight, so we haven't had a chance to look at the Ndombele potential red card. I mean, but I'm going to watch that back on the highlights a bit later on YouTube and see if it actually makes the edit, because if Kieran is saying what he's saying, I mean, he's at the game and he must be completely right about what he's there, so you'll have had the best view in the house. Then I think Wolves have been dealt an injustice tonight. If we've seen it to be true, this is where I think if you had the FA Cup, when Premier League grounds get the FA Cup and they get VAR, I think it should have been implemented for the League Cup games at the Premier League grounds, and I think that question has to be asked. I think the Football League haven't done what the FA have done when they've implemented VAR. When big clubs like Burnley or whatever are drawn at home in the FA Cup, they use VAR. Now, I think it should be used in the League Cup as well. And I think the Football League have missed an absolute trick there. I mean, there was a couple of instances in the Man United game where I think Matic should have been sent off when he completely kneed Kufal in the old crotch. And I felt that was a sending off offence because it was violent conduct. Now, if the VAR had been there, I think, in my opinion, he would have gone. And I think that's a flaw in the Football League who run this competition. If there's a Premier League game, there's 2 Premier League sides, or it's at a Premier League ground, implement VAR. It's there. Use it.
Yes, absolutely, JB. Absolutely, my friend. So we're going to leave it there now, guys. Thank you very much for listening. JB, thanks for your excellent commentary and your thoughts.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure, Rust. And what a tie to bring it. What a tie we brought the listeners tonight. Terrific performance from West Ham. Thoroughly deserved it, and they worked very hard for it.
Yes, and thank you to Kieran Riley for popping on as well with his thoughts on the game between Wolves and Tottenham, which saw Wolves go out. The draws across the bottom. I'll just recap you the draw, which takes place as we commencing 25th of October. It is Chelsea versus Southampton, Leeds United, Arsenal versus Leeds United, Stoke City versus Brentford, West Ham versus Manchester City, Leicester City versus Brighton, Burnley against Tottenham, QPR v Sunderland, and the tie of the round for me, JB, Preston versus Liverpool. From all of us here and the Commentary Hub and our partner stations, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again very, very soon. From all of us here, goodbye.
Good night.